Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Now a power play for Carolina. Their second of the game, shot by, he scores! Here's Blake with Stankoven, score! 3-0 Carolina, and Stankoven on the feed from Blake. That ball's drilled to left field. Meckler back, track, see ya!
He laid off a couple breaking balls, got that 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and nailed it.
Henderson vaults it high, deep, and long gone. No doubt about number 12 for number 2. Fly ball deep to left field. Going back on it is Laureano toward the corner. It is gone! Off the third deck again of the Western Metal Supply Company. Back-to-back days with a home run for Turner, and the Phillies add to their lead, up top 3-0.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. And apparently the show's starting, DB.
Yeah, it's always a crapshoot.
Here we are.
It's not, hey.
No, I like finding out the show's starting
from me.
From you or from the faint music coming from my headset that's still on the table.
I yelled 2 minutes, and then I yelled a minute.
Did you hear anything?
Not a word.
Okay.
I had to ask. I was like, hey, are we starting? And he gave me the thumbs up. I just kind of let Shane do his thing.
It's fine. It's fine.
We're going to be all right.
Well, let him or not. He's just going to do whatever he wants. So,
Shane, you just going to do whatever you want, little buddy?
Probably. I mean,
probably. I mean, look, that's big boss. Or, you might be like boss baby.
no, I know what I am.
What's
Shane is a gem.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Shane is the real MVP.
Oh, gosh.
absolutely not
Shane
true.
is the backbone of the show.
What is it? Well, you spend a lot of time editing, I see.
Yeah, I think he's spent
Good
way
morning.
too much.
How's it going?
Way too much time re-listening to Jessica's segments.
Wow.
Way too much time.
Shane is a gem. Shane is the backbone of the show.
Oh, boy.
And Shane is the real MVP. So, Shane, hopefully you can cut all that up and use it, drop it where you need to.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
As someone who rides with SGA, her judgment clearly cannot be trusted.
Although we give her a pass for Suave.
I've got a bone to pick with Ravi.
Yeah, well, because everybody likes Rico.
Yeah, I don't get that though.
It's just what he is. That's just who he is. Everybody likes Rico.
I think it's the get in, get out. Like he's
like a quick hitter.
Yeah, the little sneak attacks.
Yeah.
I don't think I could put anybody over Shane, but if I get an OKC border the next time I'm on, he might move up. He can move up to number 2.
Jeez.
Austin, are you warming up that burrito right now?
Oh, Jimmy knew. I see bacon.
The burrito is warm. It is cooling off currently.
Oh, okay. So
I'm following the cooking instructions.
Are we using BLT as like producer 2A?
yeah, he's Rico for the week.
All right.
Since Rico apparently, or Austin's Rico and BLT is Austin. I don't know exactly who's doing what.
Who is Shane?
I've been asking that for years.
Wow.
Shane is a gem.
There you go.
Quit setting him up for stuff. Yeah. So Austin has decided to warm up a burrito that is what would we decide? Probably 3 weeks past expiration.
No, it's at least a month past expiration.
So
that's minimum.
I
didn't want to scare him off because I wanted him to eat it.
We're gonna see what he's sniffing it right now.
It's fine.
It's so wet. I don't know why.
You're gonna. So you know the problem though.
Shane, cut that.
You know the problem with that. I was gonna say skin, but it's not skin.
The tortilla,
the shell,
the wrap
is. You have to go super high heat for quick, otherwise it just gets a little. It's not wet. It's
slimy.
The term is kind of soggy.
Yeah,
but not to go all hoppany.
That thing wet.
yes, it is. Apparently, it is a wet burrito.
Yeah.
You gotta. So the key is you gotta wrap it in a paper towel too. That helps.
Hey, and I have a bone to pick with you.
With me, what I do?
You talk about racial profiling. Why do you get to do the Indian restaurant reviews? I'm the one that's eaten at every one of them.
I had many people send that to me, and they were like, "Can he say this?" And I was like, "Well, he is Indian.
Yeah, he takes some liberties."
I said,
"I'm doing reviews of Indian food. I wonder why." I've been picked
for obvious reasons. And then I explained those obvious reasons.
And I was like,
got the heritage.
If anybody knows the intricacies of the Indian cuisine in the city, I've eaten at restaurants that are now closed.
Yeah, so have I.
Hey, but here's the thing.
I was a big
now we're the little proud Indian. When I ask you questions about India, it's TV.
No.
TV. No.
To be fair, the Little Proud Indian sounds like a great Disney movie.
Listen,
I
asked this dude about 2 ingredients. L3.
I don't cook it, man.
I was like, hey, L3, I've got this, and this. Can I swap this out? Hey, hold on. Let me ask my white wife with the Russian sounding name. She'll get back to you. Not the Indian guy. He didn't even say, I'll call Andy. Hey, Andy, like appliance repairs. No, he hit his wife up. She sends the message. And I'm like, this dude gets to do Indian reviews?
Absolutely. Instant credibility.
I know one thing. They asked me about the city's best fried chicken. I'm out.
Don't worry. I'll do that one too. It's fine.
Fudge. That's wild.
No, you know what's okay. So, I'm going to start with the Indian thing and then I'll get to the fried chicken. Number one, just because I don't know how to cook it doesn't mean I don't know what's good.
Okay.
That's number one.
Yeah, but I mean, how's your palate?
Palate's terrific.
Wait, you said you got tired of your dad's food. When did you stop eating it?
It's not you got tired of it. You just stop craving it, right? Like if you eat Indian food all the time, then you're just like, I could use some variety in the diet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's super mid, Chuck.
Here's the other thing is
we went there last summer and I sat with across from the wrestling staff.
Yeah.
It wasn't my choice. It was Caleb's. And I was like,
Here's the thing. My dad has taught my wife a lot about Indian food, and she's a professional chef, so she's an expert in both areas there. Number 3, the only time I actually got mad at you about asking me about Indian things is when you had a TikTok video where they were clearly not speaking English, and you're like, what did they say? And I'm like, I don't know, man.
In my defense, they were making, I'm like, wow, they'll put tandoori on anything. This is a tandoori buffalo. And I was like, I was asking you about the cooking method. And did you understand the cooking techniques? And you go, no, man, I can't remember how you said it. I don't speak something. It wasn't Gujarat. It was something.
It's probably Hindi.
And I was like, no, man, I just was wondering if you could just like parse through the ingredients. And you lambasted me for 2 hours of the show.
You just assumed I'm out here speaking in tongues. You thought I went Pentecostal on you here for a second.
He said speaking in tongues. Nah.
There are a lot of Indian restaurants that people like that they don't know aren't very good. Like,
oh, do tell, because it's their palate.
No, because they haven't tried.
It's
better.
Not like Juan saying Taco Bell is number 1. Like, it's not that.
No, it's not. But they don't know. Like, there's some ones that are very popular, and if you just haven't tried other ones, you don't know that that's not the best.
What if people just have what they like?
Well, that's never stopped you before. Lambasting people for like barbecue spots or
listen.
No,
I don't gatekeep what people like in barbecue. I've learned over the last 15 years. I mean, some people like light smoke, heavy smoke.
You get mad at me every time I talk to you about a place that doesn't have enough smoke. You get mad at me every time.
I was like, no, I just look at you like, oh, you're a guy that doesn't really like your
I don't want
smoke.
No, I don't want this. I want the flavor of the meat and the sauces. I don't want the smoke flavor.
Yeah. You'd be like a 15-year-old Traeger pellet guy.
I don't know.
That would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Just a very subtle hint.
Or
if any.
Just go to a restaurant.
Can't wait to hear what those are.
See what they got.
This dude's doing Indian reviews. I was like, oh my God.
Nobody's more authentic. I bet I've eaten more Indian food over my lifetime than you have.
I don't.
I would almost certainly guarantee that.
It's okay.
I had like a 20-year head start on you.
But as a child, you said you didn't eat it that much. Now you eat it a ton?
No, we ate it a decent amount growing up.
Mama ass Rose. She's the only one that'll keep it a buck.
Who's had the most casseroles?
That guy.
Clearly. I mean,
Actually, BLT. Actually, that whole room might be in a fight to see who has the most casseroles in their
A lot
life.
of white people taco nights in this room.
You get the shredded cheese from the
Liquid. I
grocery
can't
store.
remember. You have to refresh my memory. Casserole guy or not?
Not so much.
Yeah, I get it. I kind of remember like growing. Shane had it rough. I don't knock Shane. It's okay. I've excused your very simple palate.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, like it's fine. It's okay.
Austin is crushing that burrito.
Yeah, I would like for Austin to tell the free world that born on dates are overrated.
I think this is going to be one of those experiments we find out 5 to 6 hours later whether or not.
This might be
And
a premature victory lap here. DB.
I will record whatever comes out if that's
Please
the
don't.
case.
Please don't.
Get to the chopper!
That'll be specifically for a group chat.
That's not Hurrdat one content.
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Austin's got some weird tendencies.
What do you mean?
He's just kind of different.
DB, would you ever come to me for a
What do you mean?
restaurant recommendation?
No.
Okay.
If I was ever out
now
in-
let me think about this.
If I was west of Lincoln, I would.
Okay.
No, because he asked me about a place out west.
That's not true. You said you had a place. That's why I asked.
Fair.
And you think when I was in Sydney, the finest establishment in Western Nebraska, I was like, let's go to Alliance for dinner. No, that was never me.
What would I ask? Because I don't want to make this a sweeping general. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't trust your. I don't trust your palate.
I would ask him what the best Golden Corral in the Midwest is. Maybe.
Oh,
There's not many left.
I know.
That's tough.
I was a big old country
Hey,
buffet
but
guy.
you saw what's
personally.
coming back, slowly trickling back in across the country. Sizzler.
I'm unfamiliar with Sizzler.
Really?
Yeah, I've never
That might
heard
have
of
been
this.
He might have been too young for that.
Golden Corral is trash.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, wash your mouth out. There, you get good breakfast there.
You go to Golden Corral for the breakfast?
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to Golden Corral.
I've been to one Golden.
The BLT's looking at me like I've got a joint in my mouth. He's like,
What?
I've been to one Golden Corral in my life, and it was when the Sydney Red Raiders traveled to Gretna in 2013 for a quarterfinal playoff game.
Golden Corral is. I mean, it's.
Well,
you could go to the.
no.
Get the salad.
It is not
Hear me
fun.
out.
It is fine.
Hear me out. This is new food being introduced to the diet of Western Nebraskaners. So we go crazy Thursday night at Golden Corral. Friday, we play Gretna in Gretna. So we wake up, we do our walkthrough in the Lincoln Hotel parking lot. And that's when the Booster Club introduces a new uniform to the Sydney Red Raiders. They're like, hey, how about some white pants? You guys are going to love this. And we were all quite literally pooping our pants the entire game.
That dude's funny.
We did not wear white pants after that.
You're like, it's really muddy out here. It's like it hasn't rained in days.
You guys, I will go to or at least try any breakfast buffet.
I saw that, T-Mac. I'm excited. Pizza Hut plans to bring back their buffets as well.
So I can't really. Did they have chicken?
I don't remember. I know they had good pizza buffets. I remember liking them as a child.
Yeah, we used. I
Like
took-
salad bars.
So the boys were little. This is like when I was trying to film out, get my legs back underneath me, and I think I would take them to go eat at the one by my mom's house on like 102nd and Maple, but now it's carry out only.
Yeah. Oh, that was Valentino's.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, that was the Valentino's. Because I
So
used to go to that.
What's
one
the
every
one
once
on
in a while.
108th and Maple? That's Pizza Hut.
Oh, wait. So the one right by the interstate.
You're
is
right.
Valentino's.
I'm talking about Valentino's.
Okay. Yeah.
The one on 108th and Maple is
A
Valentino's.
little
Pizza
bit.
Hut.
Yes, there is a Pizza Hut a little bit further up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do people still go to that one? That parking lot has weeds in it.
I
I can't stand when grass grows in. Like, just get a little.
like in concrete, get a little weed
Just get a
eater.
little round. A little
Yeah.
round up. Just break that thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't know. I'll be honest.
What's in a Pizza Hut buffet? I've never seen a Pizza Hut buffet.
It's pretty general. I mean, they have like yeah, they've got the different options of pizza. Their salad bar. I mean, it's pretty generic.
Is there chicken? All the pizza buffets have chicken.
Not that I know of.
I don't remember. There might have been because they did wings after.
Even Valentino has chicken.
The Broken Bow, though. The Broken Bow Pizza Hut still has a buffet, as far as I know, and it does not have chicken. But it's probably working like as an individual franchise more than it is working with like Pizza Hut itself.
David says it's just pizzas and pasta.
Yeah, I mean, how good can that be?
Well, you don't like pasta that much, so that's a problem for you.
It's also not called Pasta Hut, so
you also don't like pizza that much. So,
God,
I mean, you don't like the two things that they're like biggest for. You don't like pizza or pasta that much, so that's that's just not for you.
Does it, Scott? Damn.
Yeah, it does. I think there's been some lawsuits. I've seen some of those commercials. If you use Roundup between the years of 2001 and 2014.
Yeah, I'm not going to want cancer just for a lawsuit, so I'm going to pray that I'm good. I have some right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if the newer stuff they fixed, but there was a period where Roundup like got in trouble for
Scott, is it still not good to use?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not listening to you. I trust my friend.
Okay, I thought we were friends. It's fine.
Yeah, it's real sometime. I wake up and flip a coin.
Sometime
you did check on me this morning.
Always.
So that was good.
Every time you're in the car, I go, we good?
Yeah. So T-Mac, I think KFC still has the buffet. I heard it's just very minimal with what they put out there.
They didn't have it when we went a few weeks ago.
So but the Kearney KFC, that buffet rocks.
There's one when I go to Kansas City. I see the sign every time coming around the bend off 29 where you get ready to hit the split, and it says KFC buffet.
Yeah.
But the one on 180th, right across the street from Nixon and Center, I think.
Oh, do they still have it?
I think.
Because we went to the one on
if I went to KFC,
it's like Q and 132nd.
Yeah. If I went to KFC, I would unquestionably get the party wings.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have them on sauce now. I told you around Super Bowl time, I went through the drive-thru to see what they had.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, hey, no, but we're soon to be launching, what was it? 24 nuggets for $20 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't sound like a deal.
No, that's a little pricey. Seems a little pricey.
But she's like, well, they're not really nuggets. They're like bone. I said, no, stop. Stop right there. Not paying for that. I could make those at the house.
Since you're upset about the Indian food rankings, would you like to rank fast food chicken places? You brought KFC up, so I'm going to put this on you. I didn't know if you had like a Popeyes, KFC,
I have a little bit of probably an unpopular opinion.
Are you a big Churches guy?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
If given the choice, I'm going to start with Churches. I would then go to Popeyes, but that's local. The best of the national chains may very well be Bojangles.
Okay. I haven't been to a Bojangles.
Bojangles is sensational.
I love Bojangles.
Zaxby's doesn't have bone-in chicken.
Oh, okay.
And
so they're like Cane's.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I knew Zaxby's was chicken. I haven't been to one.
I'm too old to be pulling up on chicken strips.
You're never too old to be pulling up on chicken strips.
Chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I went.
Tendies are for everybody, DB.
That's not true, Chuck. Like you typically have good. I'm not gonna chastise you over your taste. That's a fallacy. That's a fallacy.
I'm not gonna chastise you over your taste. Immediately chastises him over his taste.
Yeah. I can't put that back. I will say this: if I was going to get a strip, because I've eaten a couple of leftovers from the boys. Popeye's chicken strips significantly greater than the spicy strips are significantly greater than Churches. Popeye's chicken sandwich, better flavor, but Churches is big.
Yeah, so the Popeye one
juicy.
used to be huge.
It's not.
When it first came out, it was much bigger than most other fast food places.
I thought that was the thing. And then when you couldn't find them, they were like trying to find a unicorn, and
Yeah, they
They're
started
like,
down.
hey, we got them back.
they
It
were
was
down
like,
there.
yeah, we're gonna go
They're a
down
lot smaller.
Yeah, there's a very famous tourist trap place here locally
Mhm.
that has deteriorated greatly over time, and they now split their breasts. They look like you get part of the looks like a back, and I was like, you guys got to stop doing this. This is the hustle.
I believe that's called spatchcocking.
Uh
When
there
you
is-
split the chicken like that?
There's a thing called spatchcocking when you want to open it up to cook, but I mean literally cutting the breast in half.
Oh.
The bone-in split breast.
Oh. So spatchcock is when you do the whole chicken.
Yeah, you just
But
cut
they're
it, cut
literally
it down
just
the
splitting a
backbone, pull it
breast in
open,
half.
and then
That's not great.
gives you a better even cook.
Yeah.
I'm a big spatchcock guy. Like,
Yeah.
I brine spatchcocking.
That's my cooking term for the day. That's all I have.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Did you say watermelon and sugar in the same breath yesterday, and I missed it?
Yeah.
Or
So
was
when
did I pretend to?
I wasn't
ignore it?
doing a race thing. It was he kept saying hi and he goes, hi as in what? And then you go, hi as in hello, whatever. And I go, or like as in watermelon sugar, because the song goes watermelon sugar, hi.
You
I
must have-
pointed-
You must have slid that in.
I pointed to Austin because it's a Harry Styles song. So I thought that was like most in his neighborhood.
Yeah. Austin or Asian Wyatt Flavors is it's pretty good. There's a place on 108th right up here that has a very good buffet where you get several meats and it's not just butter chicken.
Oh, okay. Is that the one right across the street here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't love that one.
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't love that one.
It's okay.
There are a handful. There's a couple. There's a couple good Indian buffets, like decent ones. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge buffet guy.
Yeah. So there used to be one in Miracle Hill across the street from what is now DJ's, which used to be on the same side as the old DJ's.
Yep.
That was a pretty good buffet.
I feel like if I'm at a buffet, I'm getting a slightly worse version of everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I feel about banquet food in general. Like I'm just getting sometimes it's okay, but I feel like I'm just getting a slightly worse. When you have to cook in that quantity, like the quality is just not going to be there.
Yeah. Your wife, she'd know.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And I don't, typically when I'm at a banquet, it's a work function, so I'm not eating anyway.
Yeah.
My plate, I haven't eaten at the Jet Awards in 8 years.
The food at the Jet Awards was surprisingly pretty good this year.
It's a good setup.
Yeah, no, I really liked it being down at the Steel House.
Yeah.
But
I almost said the slowdown, and I was like,
yeah, I couldn't. I was like, it starts with an S. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Steel House. But it was in general like you're just only going to get such like a certain level of quality out of banquet food. Like when you're cooking for several hundred people, there's just only so much you can do.
I went to, I won't say it. I had some fish the other day, and it's not at a fish place.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it can be expected. I have yet to taste any seasoning. So, I mean, it's just different. I mean, I got a guy that I met who's really good. He does a lot of collabs with like Dirty Birds and some local places around town,
Mhm.
who definitely has a distinct barbecue style or smoking style, I should say.
Is that Scotty?
So what I've learned is, and he's very generous, and I want to have him on. Like in the summer, I'd love to have like a food review segment where we talk to people that do like food reviews.
I'd be down
on TikTok, like Dago and the O and Scotty Eats and the Fooligans. And, like there's
a bunch of them now.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
And because I think it's really, really hard, because what we've seen now is people don't really say anything negative about the business. So if you see a review, it's only really because they liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as valuable.
I appreciate the ones that are like, hey, I didn't like this as much, but this was really good. Like I'm okay balancing it out.
That's Dago and the O.
Yeah.
Who I like a ton.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about a guy who's been to your famous spot with the trees downtown, but can flip around and go to
La Taquiera food truck.
Mm-hmm. like got super high range.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, Scotty Eads has a lot of versatility. He's a nice guy though.
Yeah.
But I do like he'll say, hey, these weren't really doing it for me, but
Yes. Yeah.
it's not like he's not going to spit it out.
Yeah, and I definitely understand people like you don't want to kill a local business. I get it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you have to be honest and just be like, hey, this wasn't my favorite thing.
That's how I found the chicken place in South O.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I watched like 4 people do reviews, and I had the question. Listen, I messaged them. Hey, man, is that enhanced audio or is that really the crisp? Was that the crunch?
Oh, I can't stand when I can hear him chew.
Yeah, I don't follow her. She's on my algorithm, and she can't read clearly, or she's dyslexic, one of the two. So she's constantly mispronouncing things.
Yeah,
and she wears several wigs. Like I think I stopped counting. She's got like over 60 wigs, and I'm interested in where she eats because of the part of the country she's in. But it is a struggle for your boy to have to kind of get through she chews like her teeth aren't real or everything's always hot.
Yeah.
So she kicks it around her, and I'm just
and
like
you kind of have the mouth open a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
who's the famous dude? Oh, Keith Lee. That dude chew like I can't listen to that dude.
I got it. Let's try it. It rated 1 through 10.
And he's just like smacking the whole time. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Take the
you talk about a guy that has branded himself.
Just mute that. Just mute that junk, man. I don't need to hear you chew.
He's shut down a couple businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's pretty honest.
Yeah. Tenderisms is still, I mean, that old dude got a new spot, and that barbecue spot is non-existent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He caught him on a hustle.
I just
and crushed the whole goddamn business.
I cannot deal with listening to people chew.
Tom, I don't know. Can I tell us? No. So I won't say the name.
Okay.
But that place that he's talking about is the last. So 2009 is the last time I had fried catfish, which I notoriously hate.
Oh, I don't eat catfish at all.
I can't stand it.
And
everybody, you
got to have it here. Nope.
No.
Catfish is a dirty fish. I don't want anything to do with it.
Still has that metallic. You just got to cook it. No, man, we're like 0 for 24.
Yeah.
And this one, like really bad cold, a sinus infection, you pull the napkin away or the Kleenex away, and there's like, that was right along the bone.
Ugh.
I'm out.
Ugh.
I'm out.
Ugh.
It is so far from awesome.
So
it is from awesome.
My parents are coming to town tonight, and they wanted to try a new place. I'm going to text you guys the place we're going to. Can you just give me approval? I didn't want to call them out in case you guys have like anti-thoughts on them or not. So
Did you send it?
I just texted it to you guys. Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Fine.
Yep, they'll be fine.
If you like that style of food, you'll like it.
It's a style of food that I enjoy, but it's one that obviously they don't get out to try very often.
Have you been there?
I have not, but Dr. Fiance and I have always tried to go.
So. Yeah, you'll be fine.
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Do they? So if I were to go to the,
are you going to the one downtown or out west?
New one, yeah.
Okay, I haven't been to the new one yet, so I don't want to totally speak.
I don't want to vouch for that either.
But the one downtown that I've been to was pretty good.
Yeah, the one. So we've always tried to go to the downtown one, but they only had reservations open for tonight at the West. So we were like,
that's impressive.
Yeah.
I have a question though. So if I open the Jacobson's, do you have like a Lazy Susan or a pantry? Like, where do you keep your seasonings?
My seasonings? Oh, they're
parents. I know how yours probably look. Your parents at their house.
What's that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean?
I think you probably have onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. Probably Laurie's too. Knowing you.
No way, man. I've got the cumin. I've got the cayenne pepper. I've got paprika. I've got 2 different kinds of paprika too. I got the Spanish style.
Spanish
smoked. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. See, I got a whole list of pantry.
How about your parents? How many are in there? Like
few and far between. Lots of jars of salt, though. Lots of jars of salt. They act like they're in the medieval times, like salting meats, like in their like fridge,
brine them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be. I'll color me curious.
I will say, there are some.
Color.
Yeah, there are some people that maybe look like Austin or his parents that don't even do the salt. So that's a step in the right direction.
Ooh,
That would be my fiance's parents.
How would
it's
we?
a sneaky good call, Chuck.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I've been there a few
It gets
times.
a lot of run, and I'm like,
I
I even went twice.
think it's pretty good. I do think the hype is a lot.
Maybe it's the ambiance because it's pretty cool.
I
in
do
there.
like that might be it because I'm a big ambiance person. Like one of my favorite restaurants that moved
Did you
locations.
see what BRUNTZ Steve just said?
Yeah, there's been a few people. Heath is a big fan as well.
That's so you can say it now, right, Austin? I don't know how they knew, but that's yeah.
Yeah, I think probably talking about the two locations gave it away, but yeah, I mean, going to Clio tonight for those.
Yeah.
No,
I think
I don't have any problems. With
If your parents just don't like that style of food, all bets are off. But it's a good representation of that food.
Well, and they let me pick, and I told them, I was like, well, we could go to a place similar to what you have in Kearney, because that's where they're coming from, or we could try something new that you're clearly not going to get anywhere in that area. So I wanted them to try something new.
Hey, so Kenny, was part of that historic weight loss, part of that was health related? Because that's interesting, low sodium.
Oh,
because remember, at that time, he'd lost like 35, 40 pounds.
Yeah, he lost a good chunk of weight. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Wazy. I think that started my hate of.
I'm going to be honest. I thought he was talking about Joe Tessitore, the announcer, and I was like, I'm actually a big fan. I know a lot of people don't like him. I love Joe Tessitore.
I have mixed emotions. If it were still open and it was, just 2 years ago, my sister, that's her spot when she comes back in. And I'd say, hey, I'll eat the gizzards. Like I'm not eating the fish.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Chuck, I actually agree with you on that one.
What Sweet Chuck say?
His last comment. I am 100% on board there. You agree. We've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
Those are my guys, though. I mean, I get it. If I could just get, never mind. Like
sometimes just doing too much.
Joe Tess, unfortunate, we bought catfish in bull, and it's like not. They'd have the inch water on the floor, and we would pick out the fish, and it's just like. Because people go to Joe Tess to eat. They used to, like, down in the basement, it was like a legit.
Like a fish market?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't do catfish,
But it had its thing. They used to have one on 60th and Ames, and it stayed slammed.
Yeah, I don't do catfish.
Are you guys seafood boil guys?
Yeah,
we do our own, and they're outstanding.
Yeah, I like a seafood boil.
I'm all seafood boil until people are throwing like a million crawdads in there. I can't do crawdads.
I got to see what Wazy looks like.
They're fine. I think we know what Wazy looks
Crawdads are 90% poop.
I'm just telling you what he just said.
Yeah,
that's about as cultural. That is my mom through and through. I mean through and through. And I'm like, who asks for that intentionally?
Yeah, I generally.
My mom still only eats fish on Friday.
Really? All year?
That's her thing.
All year.
Yes. I mean, where she's from too. It's
yeah.
Like,
did she grow up Catholic?
No.
That was just the culture down there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. So crawdads for me, there's just not enough meat for the work on crawdads. Like there's not enough.
I'm out.
There's just way too much going on there to actually for what you're getting out of it.
DJ, I agree. The metallic taste, man. It just I can't do it.
I don't eat any bottom feeders, David. I'm not.
You eat shrimp.
Well, yeah, but like in fish, I don't eat any bottom feeders.
Yeah, I'm super particular about shrimp, but I love it.
Yeah, but it's got to be like poorly cooked shrimp. I'm out. Like if it's just.
Did you see the jambalaya yesterday?
Yeah. You sent the in the Discord.
That thing is fire. If that skillet wasn't so heavy, like I have to two-hand that thing.
Oh, really?
I put a plate in there and I took a picture just for perspective. The skillet has got to be. It's got to be 20 inches.
Really?
It takes almost one whole rack in the oven.
Oh, geez, that's a huge skillet.
We have no food left. I didn't even get a second helping. I didn't even get it from the table. I mean, these dudes are face down, buried. And now they did wait to eat because they worked out late together.
Yeah.
And it's like 8:30, man. And I'm like, do I need to make a meat and cheese wrap? Like,
Yeah.
your boy. He's like, yeah, Dad, I'm thinking of you. I was like, what? He's like, well, I left 3 shrimp. In that whole big skillet, there were 3 shrimp. Because he doesn't, I mean, he's got to get shrimp fresh, like right when it's hot, or he ain't going back for round 2. I was like, oh, that's cute. Okay.
I left you 3.
That's cute.
That's like when you go, I know you don't do this, but it's like when you have the bag of chips or whatever, or something that, and then you like eat them all and you leave like 3 in the bottom. You're like, oh, I didn't eat them all.
Let me ask you something, Flatwater, because this is my mom says this a lot, and we understand that my sister-in-law won't eat just anti-farm versus sister, same way, anti-farm raised. I get it.
Yeah.
You said you can't buy catfish, meaning he's probably got a fish for it,
catch it, yeah,
and go catch it. I would, because I want to be proven wrong that it has that distinct taste. I would try it, but I am very, very, very skeptical.
Here's the thing.
I just don't get it. Oh.
I'm not, listen, yeah, I know you guys give me a hard time. I'm not probably, like, if I have to catch it myself for it to be a good version of that food, it's just not worth it.
I'm telling you, though.
Like, that's a lot of work.
What Brother O'Neill sent me from Oregon, though, that's a life changer.
Sure, that's great, but you didn't have to do that work. He sent it to you.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to go do it yourself.
If I could fish, I would. I need a hobby.
Catching is not the work, the prepping it is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing.
You like to fish.
I'm not doing
to
any
fish,
of that.
but I'm not going to prep. I'm not going to fish to eat. Fish for enjoyment.
Ravi, you'd be a terrible bear. Would not survive.
What an idiot.
I've actually heard the opposite.
True. Quite the bear. Of the Richard Cranium variety. Quite true. Well played.
I'm not gonna catch my food. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not doing that.
I'm interested because I like.
Listen, you'd probably go out.
If I had the means, Flatwater, I would get into fishing probably.
You'd probably go out.
It's peaceful. It's quiet. I'd like to hear the water like trickle.
Yeah.
I'm very weird. Like,
no, I'm fine being like in the situation. I'm just not, like, it's too much work to eat.
Yeah. If you eat flathead or blue cat, I okay, I'm listening.
Just doing,
because he is 100%, like, there are varying degrees of fish, right? I told you when I found that sea bass, I was like, had to have it. I probably won't see it at that price again.
Yeah.
But why do I like sea bass? Because I also like things like cod. I like whiting.
I'm a big tilapia guy.
I am not.
I like tilapia a lot.
Oh man, that's a hustle. That's like oxtails. Tilapia is like the fish version of the side hustle of oxtails. It's not a great fish.
I like it.
It used to be really cheap.
Yeah.
People like you get into it and say, oh, I like tilapia. Then it gets spiked. And I'm like,
well, I mean, people like me.
It's not that good of a quality.
I'm not into oxtails.
I should be able to get 4 oxtails for less than $16-17.
Yeah.
We were eating oxtails because nobody else wanted them with boiled potatoes and doo-doo brown gravy. And I was like, yeah.
DJ, actually, I could ride with you on that. He says, F all the other seafood. Just give me scallops and I'm good.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that at all.
Yeah.
I could also go for some Rocky Mountain oysters.
Of course you could.
Actually good. That is serious. That's not me being a jerk.
Not surprise me that the whole balls in the mouth thing is.
Look me in the eyes and say that again.
No. That is the least surprising thing you've ever said that wasn't outside of the pointy hood comment a couple of weeks ago. It's very Jimmy Neutron-ish.
Not
that there's anything wrong with that.
They're not
people like what they like.
Bad in the sense that people like, I'm not going to go out of my way to eat them, but like, they just taste like gamey chicken nuggets.
We used to eat when I would go Yeah, when I would go work at my grandparents' like ranch for in the summers when I was a kid, we would have cow tongue too, which isn't bad.
I watched
I'm not eating
I watched
cow tongue.
Chop 2 Champion.
Yeah.
And cow tongue was the protein.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Somebody did an open face tostada. Super creative. It looked fire.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well, remember, we just went to the plant a couple months ago. You saw the tongues.
Yeah, that was weird. Those things are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of like not wasting.
Way to look at it, but
Those tongues are enormous.
Yeah, that's why you eat them.
No, out.
But again, I just like the idea that you're not wasting any part of an animal. Like if you're going to, like consume a living creature.
SEC schedule. Those are huge.
I get that. It's fine, but like you can
whack-a-doodle.
you can grind that up and put it in my dog food or something. Like I don't need to eat that. They do that with some of it.
Yeah.
Some of they turn out like the plant that we went to, I think used,
everything.
Yeah, like everything.
And they shipped a lot of it out of the country and some of the other parts, the organs for dog food.
Yeah, they use it for dog food, dog treats. They took the
my dogs eat beef lung.
Yeah. So mine will do like chicken hearts sometimes. I know that's a different thing, but like you just use the whole animal, right? They did the hides. They did everything there.
How'd we get on this thing though? Like Brandon's got to be back there. Like,
you were mad at me about doing Indian food reviews, and then it was just all off to the races.
I mean, mad was a little strong. I just felt like, I bet you. I was just wondering when the last time you were at an Indian restaurant was.
Oh, we go more frequently than you would think.
Stop it.
No, because Natasha craves it a lot, and so we could go probably 2 times a week.
Put her on speaker. And
she's working, man. Some people have real jobs. Like,
what's she doing?
She's probably delivering breakfast right now. But she would go probably multiple times a week, and I'd like get her down to like once a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Just snobbing on. I mean, I get it.
I just don't want to eat this. Like
there's lots of things that are inherent to me that I space out. That I don't eat very often.
I'm trying real hard.
Move on.
I'm trying. All right. Coming up on the show today. I got to figure out who's on the show today. Hold on. Give me a minute. We're shaking it off.
Do you want me to read the lineup? Coming up at 8:45, Brian Edwards. 9 o'clock from 24/7 Sports, we have Michael BRUNTZ. And at 9:30, we have my man, Gentle Ben, a.k.a. Ben McLaughlin. We got to talk pitching rotation. We're going to talk the regional. We're going to talk the fan fighting between Arkansas and Kansas, which is sensational. Can Arkansas get along with anybody? In a regional?
They cannot.
There's just not going to happen.
It's kind of like one of those things where you've ever tried you tried to hire people before, right? Like, and you're interviewing people and they're like, well, my last boss was a jerk, and so I left. And then my boss before that was a jerk.
At some point, it's just you.
Yeah, at some point, it's probably a you problem, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Like, I don't know any person that, like, I've been in those interviews, right? I don't know any person that sat on that side of the hiring side of the table before and heard somebody and been like, yeah, I bet your last 7 bosses were all assholes. That actually checks out.
You got to know what you're dealing with too. If people start bad mouthing their
yeah, exactly.
Like that's taboo. Like you don't do that.
It's just a bad sign, especially a lot of times it's unprompted. And we're like, oh, we're just going there. It's like, you don't have to tell me. You can lie to me about why you're not at your last job. But there's no like legal. Nobody's checking on that.
Speaking of disingenuous, are you guys not mortified what keeps coming out of the SEC?
Man,
meetings?
I am.
Are they delusional?
Yes, they are. Greg Sankey in particular. This is my favorite part yesterday.
Yo, let's take a break first.
Okay, because Greg Sankey's about to.
You guys have a lot of those clips. I
don't know what Greg Sankey's talking about.
I was getting listening to those interviews and stuff, and I'm like, they do know they're being recorded.
This is for everybody.
This is real.
This isn't in the conference room. Like, this is out loud.
You're not on the plane when nobody can hear you. I was like, are you being serious?
You're not on the plane with Jim Bob Cooter trying to get the money in. Like, you're.
That guy could sling it.
Jim Bob Cooter?
Yeah, that's a real quarterback.
No, I know he was. I remember him as a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Cooter.
Old Jim Bob Cooter. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time for Stars, Stripes, and Savings at Edwards Chevrolet. Save $12,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 RST, a truck deal worth celebrating. 2 Chevys, 2 ways to save. This May only. We've also got the 2026 Chevrolet Trax 1RS starting at $299 a month. Don't wait. Get in on Stars, Stripes, and Savings this May at Edwards Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I just think that there's a lot of excitement around the World Series, obviously, because 8 teams make it and it's such a hard thing to do. It's a really exciting thing. But with that, there can also be a lot of outside noise, a lot of outside distractions. So it's really just important to protect your peace and to keep things consistent when you can, but also just to absolutely soak in the environment. There's so many people here. It's so loud. It smells like funnel cakes all the time. Like, there are so many cool things. Just, this is the pinnacle of college softball, right? So take the time to soak it in, but then also, like, once that first pitch comes, you very quickly just realize you fall back into, this is the same game that we have played for such a long time. So enjoying the environment, soaking it in, but also just realizing that when it's time to go, this is the same exact game.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla. We're presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. We're here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Before the break, we teased a little about what was going on with SEC spring meetings, and I think they're all off their rocker. Like, I think they're...
Is it panic mode, maybe?
I don't know what it is. It is a very confusing stance to take when they have, although it is very typical SEC to have zero evidence backing up their claims and just being like, yep, this is true because we said so.
Dude, I had to go back and just hit the comments.
Unbelievable. The Sankey, so there was 2 versions of this, the Sankey and then the Kirby Smart.
I'm looking.
And we'll start with Kirby Smart because I know that Austin has the clips for that one. Can you play the spending on other sports one, Austin?
Biggest concern for our sport is we're going to ruin all the other sports. And people say, well, that's just the way it is. I don't agree with that because we fund Olympic sports at our program. We develop Olympians. I still think that the best thing for a young student is to go get a degree and train to be a professional while also training to be a professional athlete. Both of those. We're going to lose that if we keep spending because not everybody can spend at the rate we're spending at.
So I listened
I'm
to that.
not sure he wants to spin at the spinning rate they're spinning at.
Yeah, and I listened to that and I go, hey, that's a really smart, measured take on what's happening in the current state of college football.
Yeah.
Now, Austin, play either of the next two.
Pointed comments about frustrations with the system and breaking away. I'm curious your thoughts on that. And do you think the problems are the rules or the people who don't have a willingness to follow?
Well, the second part of the question I don't have an answer to, but I've said this for a long time to our president. I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everybody plays by, then we should play our own. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid to break away and say that our conference is strong enough to go out and play. I mean, like if we could actually function and it financially would make our programs more stable and we could support things financially. I'm talking about all the sports and do by our own rules. I'd be all for that. I've been to this meeting now 10.
I can count them down.
Yep, you're back.
All right, we're back now, I think. There we go.
That's pretty sweet how you we came back normally with like music and stuff versus just you're back and then we pop up. Like that was cool. It's almost like we just started doing this. But hey, we're the epitome of professionalism around here.
We have a lot of people in the chat saying clearly the SEC is trying to subvert this segment. They're
it's all part of the master plan.
Yeah, they're trying to keep us off the air as we expose their slander. No, but the two.
You want to go back to the second clip?
Yeah, let's try and run the second clip again, Austin. If we
about frustrations with the system and breaking away. I'm curious your thoughts on that. And do you think the problems are the rules or the people who don't have a willingness to follow?
Well, the second part of the question I don't have an answer to, but I've said this for a long time to our president. I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everybody plays by, then we should play our own. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid to break away and say that our conference is strong enough to go out and play. I mean, like if we could actually function and it financially would make our programs more stable and we could support things financially. I'm talking about all the sports and do by our own rules. I'd be all for that. I've been to this meeting now 10, 11 times, and it's frustrating at times to say, well, we can't do this because of litigation. We can't do this because of litigation. We can't do this because we'll get sued. We can't do that. And we're just trying to do things for the betterment of the sport and the betterment of the student athletes. And that's not curtailing what money they make. I'm not advocating that they make less money. I'm fine with what student athletes make. I'm trying to make it where it's as equal and as comparable footing for everybody. And it's not a race to the bottom, as they say. Second part of your question was?
basically is default the rules, or is there just a general willingness for people to try to end around that? That's been
there's 100%. That goes back to the self-preservation, and if I can self-preserve by making my schedule easier, doing this, circumventing the rules, but there's been circumvention of the rules the entire time. There's always somebody trying to. It's the policing of that and the navigating to make people follow within the guidelines. And what's happened with litigation is there are no guidelines. I'll just go to court. I'll just go to court. Let's go to court on everything, not just player eligibility, but on everything. It's a lawsuit away from everybody backing down, and so they strip the power from any regulatory agency that.
Which is interesting on the heels of what Golding is saying about Ole Miss with tampering, right? He's like, listen, if you guys hit me with sanctions over what happened with the linebacker from Clemson, I'm just going to turn state's evidence on everybody. And it's like, yet in the same vein, we'll hear guys talk about like what's good for the sport.
So that
was my big gripe yesterday. I was like,
that nobody's thinking about what's
nobody is, Elko was basically the only one.
And
he's got a very different, the lack of uniformity with the SEC just outwardly getting microphones is the antithesis of what everybody gets mad at the Big Ten about, which is we don't toot our own horn
enough. It's a Big Ten thing.
It's like, well, here's the Big Ten. We operate in this.
Northwestern gets as much run as Michigan.
You know what I mean? So it's like, this is one of those times where you would like to at least have some consistency in the message.
A united front would certainly be nice. And honestly, the weird thing about the Kirby Smart thing is those two clips, which happened minutes apart from each other.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not even unified in what he's saying.
Almost saying the exact opposite.
That's the weird part. And
he has the socialist principles of what happens with other sports, and football does this. And then
it's like, we're just going to break away.
Hey, man.
And we're going to do what we want. And we're going to make our own rules.
Which isn't even feasible.
No, it's not. It's not feasible at all. I wish Austin, you probably don't have this for any reason, Austin, but when he talks about, people have been trying to no matter what the rules are, people
just said that
tried to circumvent them. No, but there's a clip of the guy in the hot dog outfit and he's like, we're all trying to figure out who did this. Like, it's you. The call's coming from inside the house, right? There's this clip of a guy that drives a Wienermobile through a building, and he comes out in a hot dog costume and he's like, yeah, what happened here? Who did this? And it's like, you're taught, like, the call's coming from inside the house. He's like, oh, I wonder who was trying to circumvent these rules for all these years. It was you guys.
And the funny thing is like with the unified message, with 12, like Sankey clearly doesn't want playoff expansion. That's a great picture. Sankey wow. Clearly doesn't want to expand the playoffs.
Yes.
Right? He's talked about
willing to 16, but that's it.
Ad nauseum. Is the Sark clip queued up? Play Steve Sarkisian in the same 12-hour period.
With 24, I'm okay with 16. I'm okay with going back to 4 if you want to know the truth, and I'll give you my rationale on that. I really don't care for the number we're at right now because we're in a
12. You just don't like
12 because we've become a playoff or bust fan base around the country, but there's not enough spots for us to have that mentality. You can go to 24 and it be playoff or bust, and now it's kind of like, okay, you either did or you didn't. 12's a tough number, especially when it's really not 12. G5's getting a spot, Notre Dame's getting a free spot, so you're really at 10. And then you got some AQs at the other conferences. So your number's really pretty small in a conference like ours.
Yeah.
My point to going back to 4 is this. I'm a big fan and a proponent of the SEC championship game. I think there's something special about that game, and it means a lot. I've got a chance to coach in it 3 times. I've won 2 and I've lost 1. Okay. But if we went back to 4, we could have our own SEC playoff for the SEC championship game because now the conference is expanded to where not everybody gets to play each other anymore. And so if we had our own mini playoff that could lead to an SEC championship game, and that winner, is going to the Final Four, and maybe even the team they beat is going to the Final Four. But everybody knows, we all knew when those 4 teams played, those were the best 4 teams. You could argue a couple years ago with Georgia when they had won 33 in a row and they lose to Bama. That was a weird year of how it all played out.
Yeah.
We had beaten Bama in the regular season. Washington's undefeated. Michigan's undefeated. That was a tough year. But for the most part, those 4 teams we all knew. But you would have an opportunity to earn it.
So here's he is complaining about a league that got 5 teams in the college football playoff last year. And he's like, it's too hard. I have to finish in the top 5 of my conference.
I couldn't believe it. It was like
it's too hard to make a 12 team as the SEC
in our league.
Yes.
Right? Because it's so difficult. Right.
And if he thinks making a 24-team playoff as like the 7 seed in the SEC is going to save his job, he's out of his mind.
He pull up Notre Dame's schedule. There's a couple things in there.
Oh, Notre Dame got in for free, right?
Could like
last year's schedule?
The goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to have the group of 5, and Notre Dame gets a free spot. No, they don't.
I was like, they weren't in.
I would say famously didn't make the playoff last year.
Make the playoffs. And stop me when you get to the SEC team that they hung 50 some odd points on.
That'd be Arkansas.
Arkansas, okay?
They hung 40 on A&M.
Arkansas,
who did make it, by the way.
They blew Arkansas out.
56-13.
Right? This is
at Arkansas. True road game, by the way.
This is a team in the conference that you tout in the SEC as this in our league.
Oh, man, you got to go to Arkansas.
The gauntlet of the schedule. They were winless in the conference.
You know how hard it is to go to Fayetteville?
Timeout. They're winless in the conference. I think they had 6 or 7 one-score games. Just about everything else was a 2-score game. Tough, right? Tough going to Fayetteville.
So hard.
You played the team that got a free spot that really didn't get a free spot, and they beat your ass. They kicked their ass in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Like, the inability to just press pause and, like, look at actual data.
Speaking of press and pause, real quick.
Crazy.
Texas A&M made the playoff, right?
Yeah.
You know what the score of that game in Fayetteville was?
Probably 1 score.
It was 45-42.
Yeah.
In Fayetteville.
Yeah.
A team that had lost, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4
but
consecutive
A&M
games up to that point.
Had the misheld deal for a Notre Dame kicker go their way.
Yep.
Like, they're in.
Yep.
So just
free spot though. It's a free spot for Notre Dame.
Chill with like the sanctimony. Like, it was wild.
Yes.
And this isn't even me being anti-SEC because I'm not even super pro Big Ten. I just want to see good ball.
I'm
I don't
anti-propaganda is
I don't
what I
care really where it's played.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is he not they probably don't pay attention to schedules and who played.
No.
They do when they know they're not playing the good teams.
Yes.
But I don't think they know the outcomes. And I'm like, you're booing the strength of your conference, saying the bottom half of your conference is better than the Big Ten. And it may. Like, I don't know if Rutgers is or Maryland or Nebraska.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I don't, and it doesn't matter. That's not.
But I'm like, just to assume because it's in the SEC, it's good. The team that you just disrespected by the free pass that didn't get in, they whipped those guys. Anybody see New Mexico State and Auburn over the last handful of years? Like, New Mexico State beat them.
And people want credit when they beat Auburn, though.
Dude,
people in the SEC want credit when they beat Auburn. They want credit when they beat Arkansas.
I was like,
they want credit when they beat Kentucky. They want like they want credit when they beat Mississippi State. They're like, oh man, that's a tough Mississippi State team. No, it's not. Like, I don't know why in our heads for some reason we just decided that Arkansas or Kentucky is just default a better team than Illinois or Minnesota, but they're not, and they haven't been. Like, that's not reality. And I think that part actually does come from their commissioner, because Sankey yesterday, when he's touting how somehow he still believes the SEC is the best conference in the country.
That's what he was hanging his hat on.
It was
Sark was talking about the gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah. So to add to your point, because I was curious what Sark was talking about when it came to which strength of schedule they were referencing. there are different forms of strength of schedules, right? There's one that determines basically the postseason outcomes, evaluating what win-loss record was.
And in real time.
And then there's also the ones that the SEC usually references, which uses the power ratings based on preseason rankings, which, as we know, generally always favor SEC teams.
And
So in that sense, in preseason rankings, the SEC has like 8 of the top 10 toughest records from the 2025 season, with Georgia 1, Texas 3, Notre Dame was 4th, and then Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and LSU were to follow. But that's based off of the teams that they played off of their preseason rankings, not from what their overall win-loss record was to finish.
Do you have
LSU's coach got fired.
Do you have the rankings that they use in the postseason?
Yes, I can find that.
Because literally Sankey said this is, and you know my thing that I hate more than anything. It's the close loss argument, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is a
couple infamous meltdowns.
This is a direct quote from the commissioner of the SEC. If you look at the entirety of our league, we are by far the most competitive, the strongest league by far. He said by far twice in half of a sentence.
You're gonna love this,
but you're going to lose games when it's close and competitive like that. So why have they surpassed us? It's an oddball. It's bounced a couple times the wrong way. His entire reasoning is literally, he says it out loud, but you're going to lose games when it's close and competitive like that. His entire reasoning is close losses.
Did you hear the comparison to the conferences when he talked about the Big Ten the last 4 years has found a way to come out on top and some
just magically, just happened to come out on top.
We've got to figure out a way for us to come out on top of those. And I'm just like,
it was it was the entire thing was close loss arguments.
It just was.
He says,
again, it's not anti-SEC. It's just there's no continuity. There's zero flow, or
there's also zero attachment to reality in what they're talking about. Austin, do you have the rankings?
I do. I'm putting it on screen here too. This is hilarious. Oregon, Wisconsin, Miami, Purdue, Florida. So credit to the SEC there.
Yeah.
UCLA, Indiana, Ohio State. So you can see quickly how it pivots to a Big Ten.
From 8 to 3 for the SEC in terms of strength of schedule, and the Big Ten went from like 0 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, UCLA was not in that top 15 in the other ranking. They are the tied for 5th hardest schedule.
Come on, you get the preseason bump because of the SEC love,
and the ESPN thing. To be fair,
and they do the polls.
That's what I mean. Yeah, this is why we were talking to Gary on Tuesday. This is why I was like, the only positive of a larger expansion is that it has to bring Fox to the table in a way that they actually get decision-making power over this thing.
Yeah,
because when it's all in ESPN's hands, you're going to continue to have this.
Can you imagine? And Fox has to have 2 of their channels. Yes, I would think, right? With just the number of games available.
Probably Fox and FS1, I would guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to give them a say in like the actual rankings? Or are they just going to go willy-nilly, not willy-nilly, but just be at the behest of the rankings gurus?
That's
from the 4-letter network.
That's why, in my opinion, why the SEC is staunchly against more than 16, because they don't want another player to come to the table in terms of decision making, because then they know.
Dude, Sark's rationale was crazy.
The
more I think about it,
Sark's rationale is insane. Sankey's rationale is insane. Like again, Kirby Smart, who said one really intelligent thing and then one really idiotic thing back to back. Like, none of these people are making any sense. And if you bring another decision maker to the table, all of their nonsense, their house of cards, starts to fall.
I do think that's why you have to be careful, though, with the legislation.
You do.
Because you get, I get it. I believe it's not to make have-nots closer to haves, although we are looking for competitive balance.
Sure. But I'm at least looking for competitive balance amongst Power 4 schools, at the very least. I understand the gap between Group of Fives and Power 4s is probably too.
You realize the biggest thing we're missing, though, when we keep comparing college football and basketball to like pro leagues, and this is the professionals now, is they're leagues that play with a salary cap.
Yes. And they are leagues that are allowed
and
to.
they also promote parity.
Yes, that's what they want.
Like it's.
You think anybody in the SEC is signing up for parity?
No,
they don't want parity.
No, that's the same thing we got mad at the Big Ten for when we used to argue, why are we playing 9 games when nobody else is?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Big 12 panicked because of the Baylor.
The Baylor TCU.
The Baylor TCU deal, and says, "Oh, hey, we need a conference game." I'm like, "No, slow down.
Yeah,
you guys already go round robin.
You're fine.
Just wait this thing out."
Yeah, it was one bad result,
and it's like now all of a sudden it's.
It's like when somebody hits a 3-pointer on you the first time you run out of 2-3 zone, and then you panic and you get out of it. It's like, no. If you think that's the best defense, you got to ride with it a little bit.
I don't get it.
So the legislation you're talking about, real quick, I've got some bullet points here on.
Dude, it's all 11 pages though, and it's it's so government-esque.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So haves still get to be haves. We want to minimize earners.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the rich can still do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even political as much as when this happens, this is the only way they know how to regulate legislation.
Yeah.
It's the bottom is the bottom. Let's kind of shave there. Let's do the top the way kind of the top is. And then, the middle, let's just see where it falls.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Like it's why, like just generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just it's a reason your boy didn't go to bed. It's just, it's multiple, but it's like, what are we doing?
So some of the bullet points that it's trying to accomplish, which debatable how effective this will be. But I will say legal recourse is the only way anything's getting enforced. Because one of the other things that Kirby Smart said that was right is you will get sued into oblivion if it's just the NCAA trying to make rules.
Mm-hmm.
So passing legislation, in my opinion, is the only way to actually get guardrails on this thing. But it's the Protect College Sports Act. Some of the things it's trying to implement would be limiting transfers to once without a penalty, limiting eligibility to 5 years, which I think most people are okay with, prohibiting former athletes from playing in college, which I think, again, most people are good with, prohibiting schools from poaching another school's coach during their sports season, provide legal cover for the NCAA to enforce a salary cap, and then also trying to include provisions, which it was a little bit more vague on, about trying to help prevent eliminating scholarships for women's and Olympic sports. Like those are some like the kind of the main takeaways I had about what the bill is trying to accomplish.
And you did you jot down the part about the eligibility of the 18 to 24?
I don't have it in my notes
because they're eligible not allowed to have been being paid by as a professional either, which is going to be interesting,
especially in like basketball over in Europe. Like that's going to be tough.
Yeah,
football won't be a big deal. Nobody does this in football, right? Yeah. For college football, not an issue. College basketball, it's going to be an issue. College tennis, it's going to be an issue, which I don't know if people care about or not. I think college volleyball and college wrestling, it might start to be an issue.
Creep in.
Yeah, I think those two are going to become an issue as well. But it's mainly a basketball problem at this point, where it is prevalent, where you're having guys that got paid in Europe come over and play college basketball.
I don't know. I'm floored a little bit. And maybe it's out of desperation, right? When you start seeing the dollar figures, and you'll look at the preseason football polls, and I'm not a huge preseason football poll guy, but I think the general consensus is most people think Oregon has the best roster, in college football. Ohio State is going to be right there.
Yeah,
my pick right now, though, you're bad cooking to head, like eat that or pick. I'm taking Georgia.
Okay.
Probably right now as my favorite to win the national title. But it's like Big Ten isn't going anywhere. I think two of the biggest sleepers in the country reside in the Big Ten, and that's UCLA and Wisconsin.
You don't mean like national title contender sleepers, just better than people think?
I mean, you'll look up and they'll have 8 wins, and you're gonna be like, oh boy, they're gonna ruin somebody's season.
Okay.
Yeah, like for sure. UCLA in particular. And if Wisconsin picks up where they left off, I don't know why they should be worse.
Yeah. I wouldn't think so.
I mean, the Big Ten,
I wouldn't think so.
The bottom is pretty good.
Yeah. I would agree. Like, I don't think there's that's my big frustration with this is everybody always touts the depth and competitiveness of the SEC, right? And we're just doing it on names, right? There's no, like I said, like there's nothing about Kentucky tells me it's better than Rutgers at any point, right? There's just not. Nothing. Like UCLA could have gotten anybody at any time last year, right? And that was the bottom of the league.
Yeah, I don't know, Hot. I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty strong finish, and the roster's better.
Yeah,
Can I add one part about the bottom of the league, just adding to what you guys are talking about with the SEC and everything. I was curious how this translated between what you're kind of talking about with like marketing, the ratings, all that sort of stuff. Arkansas finished last in the SEC last year, did not win a single SEC conference game. They were 34th in the country in average television user or television watch, basically person that watched. They were 34th in the country with 1.25 million. Purdue was last in the Big Ten, did not win a conference game, all that sort of stuff. They were, I believe, 68th, averaging 396,000 viewers for their average television broadcast. So is it maybe just more of a marketing? Like it's just truly getting eyes on the television for the product? Because even if your teams are that bad, there's literally over 800,000 more people watching Arkansas.
This is what I think it is. The SEC has one advantage that they don't even really play to.
What's that?
It's a regional fervor.
Yeah.
So it is so condensed, Jimmy Neutron. My theory would be anybody that Arkansas is playing in that conference is watching Arkansas.
Yeah, people in the Big Ten aren't watching Purdue for
watching Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody's watching Purdue that isn't currently
they would have to be playing Ohio State, Michigan, because even if it's SC, or
it's like Ohio State, Michigan, Nebraska.
Yeah,
Nebraska always draws.
It's just so conditioned to be regionalized.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do we talk, you guys, about Big Ten fans not really watching other games?
All the time. I talk about that all the time.
Like,
and
I'm surprised. I'm taking your guys' word for it because even in our stream and sometimes on social media, people will confirm that they aren't watching.
Yeah.
And I'm still not like I want to fight it, but
there's very little conference loyalty outside the SEC.
Not like the SEC clearly has that advantage.
Like the ACC doesn't ride for the ACC. The Big 12 doesn't ride for the Big 12.
Nope.
The Big 10's tried to, and we still don't really.
Yeah.
Because it's too hodgepodge.
But even their leadership is all about revenue share.
Yeah.
But that's Petitti's thing.
Yes. Yeah. Because he operates the Big Ten like a professional league. He wants parity.
Because he understands television, right?
Yes.
He knows about market share. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
he understands where, and that, again, no coincidence that the Big Ten has now surpassed the SEC in monies earned in those areas, right? Like it's not an accident that the Big Ten makes more money than the SEC now.
Yeah.
Right. The Big Ten's a national conference. You have a TV guy running that conference. He understands the TV markets. They're winning on that now.
Yeah.
In terms of money and everything.
Yeah. To Sweet Chuck's point, it's, if Arkansas plays Mississippi State, that's going to be a better television number than Purdue Northwestern,
because everybody in the SEC is still watching Arkansas, Mississippi State. That's just what they do.
Like
for those asking in the chat as well, Nebraska was 23rd at 1.82 million average viewers.
That's good. That's a good number for a team that's winning 7 games.
And also, to be fair, this is not included in that article, but I just know this just off the top. Pretty much, I would say 90% of Arkansas's games were all broadcast by ESPN, with maybe one offshoot here or there. Nebraska was on 5 different television networks, including streaming channels. So some of those numbers may be incorrect as well.
That's a great point.
Yeah, like Peacock numbers that aren't going to be accounted for there.
Yeah, Nebraska opened up on ESPN, closed their season on ESPN. They played 2 national broadcasts on CBS. They were also on Paramount Plus, Peacock. They were also on NBC and played on the Big Ten Network, which, again, the Big Ten Network, available nationally, but not in every single region in television packages.
And a lot of times it's like the highest, like in other regions, it's the highest version of the sports package you can get. Like I can get Nesson, like from the Northeast, but I got to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what the Big Ten network is in the South.
Yeah. When I was in Florida for that bachelor party a couple weeks ago, they did not have the Big Ten network in their bar packages and stuff. You couldn't pull up BTN. So
you got to be a BTN Plus subscriber.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, can they play to their regional strengths? They should, but you listen to their coaches and they're not even on the same page.
Here's the problem with that, though, because like the regional strengths
I mean,
thing.
can you imagine going to the Big Ten media days and hearing different messages about the conference?
Yeah, 10 different ideas about what the conference is or should be.
18.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
12.
You might have a couple that agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The problem, like, so
the messaging wouldn't. I don't know. I was a little taken aback. It seems disjointed.
Weirdly, I think the most regional focused thing that anybody said was actually Kirby Smart talking about leaving the NCAA, because that's what it would be. It would be a very regional, and I'm not saying they would, should, or could, but
yeah, I just don't.
That
think
is the regional fervor you're talking about, because they know that regionally they'd be supported. Now they'd fall behind because they actually. Here's the
your inventory would be decimated.
So here's the yes, 100%, and all those Olympic sports that Kirby cared about a minute ago would be in a ton of trouble. But here's the funny thing that the SEC finds itself in sort of this weird position, right?
Can we put Ravi back in a hot dog?
There you go.
I'm just curious.
There you go. Yeah.
Man, you look angry too. That is, oh yeah, mad hot dog, Ravi.
We're all trying to figure out who did this.
It was you.
The thing that has been the SEC's strength up until this point is now sort of working against them in terms of the regional nature of their conference, because they're hyper regional, but now they need national money. And national money isn't there for the SEC to the same degree that it is for the Big Ten, because you literally go coast to coast. You've got USC, UCLA, Washington, Oregon. You've got Maryland, Rutgers. You've got everybody in between, right? The SEC has Texas to Florida. That's it, right? They've got a corner of the country. And here's the other problem that I actually think matters that I don't know that people have talked about very much. I think people in positions of power, decision makers in executive suites, whether it's corporations, television companies, whatever it is, a lot of those people are educated at more Big Ten or Big Ten type schools than the SEC. You got a lot of Michigans in places of power. You got a lot of USCs in places of power. You got a lot of Northwesterns in places of power. You don't have a lot of Ole Misses in places of power in terms of decision makers in the college football landscape, in media companies and big advertisers. So I do think that matters too. And it's starting to catch up with them, because you're trying to take a regional sport and make people care about it nationally. And they haven't had the foresight to say, hey, we should add national presence in order to get that national money. They just think we're the SEC. People should care about us nationally. And guess what? Most of us hate you. Like outside of that corner of the country, most people hate those people or those schools.
I'm inclined to agree. I guess I'm just surprised that it wasn't a more cohesive message heading into SEC, meetings before it's all out there. It just.
What do you have?
I'm shocked.
Have you thought about why you think that is?
Some of it, I think, when we hear the disjointed messages from the coaches, is because of the pressure that they feel individually. And I think the utter disdain for some of the schools in the conference.
For each other.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I think the vitriol and like the pure hatred, for as much as Iowa hates Nebraska as a fan base,
it's not like Auburn, Alabama.
Kirk and Coach Rule aren't like that.
Yeah.
But
there's actual hatred between the SEC schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you think Kirby Smart is rocking with Lane Kiffin? Sark is intimating that schools within his conference out loud aren't playing by the rules.
Yeah. Talking about basket weaving and yeah.
Lane Kiffin is throwing stuff. Could you imagine could you imagine USC saying to UCLA or UCLA saying to USC, fudge, I don't know why anybody would want to go to school in Watts. I mean, you're in Compton. It's a good thing those guys are behind gates. How do they recruit to that place? Could you imagine?
You'd never hear anybody say that.
No,
ever.
but Lane Kiffin can say, God, man, it's pretty difficult to recruit to Oxford, man. Our black players, like, it's tough. Like, there's bylaws in which the SEC that schools have to operate and what you have to say about and cannot say about other schools. Now, Lane could be telling the truth because he had about 15 parents on that in those comment sections after Vanity Fair that said, hey, yeah, we were uncomfortable at football games watching our kid. But you're not saying that. You're just not going to get that in the Big Ten Conference.
No.
So it's like,
even if there is some truth, like,
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah,
how about Lincoln Riley saying, man, you've been to Iowa City? There's a lot of corn in Iowa. Like, why would a kid want to go there?
Yeah.
Like, even Lincoln Riley's not saying that.
Or like you brought up Happy Valley when you guys went out there this year, right? Like,
yeah, that's tough.
That's a weird place to be. Nobody's talking about like, how do they recruit?
Tough place to recruit to.
How do they recruit black players in Happy Valley? Like, nobody says that.
Tough. I mean, it was, I don't know about ethnicity. It's a lot of cow poop. I'm just saying. It's across the street from a farm.
No, I know.
It smelled like fecal matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, can you imagine, and not to make light of this, but can you imagine if the Sandusky thing had happened at an SEC school?
And people
and they would have said
they would have said something.
Yeah,
though.
they'd be like, oh, you're really going to go that place?
Yeah.
Hope you don't have a little younger brother or sister.
It
would have been a thing.
It's just different.
Yeah, it really is. Let's take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time for Stars, Stripes, and Savings at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at $349 a month. A platinum lease for less this May. 2 Nissans, 2 great deals. Only at Edwards. We've also got the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SV starting at $399 a month. Another win for May. Don't wait. Get in on Stars, Stripes, and Savings this May at Edwards Nissan.
Well, it's so beyond softball and it's so beyond the competition. She has one of the biggest hearts in this world, in this life. And so to get to see her just do what she loves with the team and seeing how she coaches them, see how they look at her and respond to her. I feel that in my heart too every time I look at her. And so I think there's just such an immense amount of respect and love between the two of us. And we also know that we're going to line it up, and it's, you can have both. You can have both. You can really love someone and respect them and want to compete and put everything out there and try to win the game. And I think that we both have both of those things in our hearts.
to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We're brought to you by our friends at Next Gen Mail Medical. Give them a call, 402-614-9700, where I think they might be getting some more business from Hurrdat because there's apparently a kickball game today. And we might have some injuries. I think there might be some. We might have some soft tissue stuff that needs some little BPC 157.
So Rico's gonna miss the kickball game for softball? Oh my gosh, what's he thinking?
So to actually do his job.
I know, man.
So last year, did you see his leg last year?
Yeah,
he tore that thing up.
That's what made me think of it.
He got tore
because it's just right out here, right?
No, we're playing over closer to the bar. That big complex over there, all those fields. I believe that's where we're playing.
You're moving it to the turf?
Yeah. Got to move over to the turf.
Oh, good for you.
So we're
home run.
Yeah, might need a few calls from inside the house over to our friends at Next Gen Mail Medical, 402-614-9700. You've got injuries you need to help deal with, trying to lose some weight. It's summertime, maybe try to get out to the pool, lose a couple pounds. They can help you there as well. Or maybe you're just trying to get all fence hoppy like DB over here.
I did it yesterday.
You hopped another fence? How'd you feel?
It was good.
How'd you land? Soft?
Yeah, I stuck it.
Okay, stuck the landing. Not Carrie Strug with a little hop there on the bust ankle.
2-foot plant.
There you go.
You
a 2-foot planter?
I was because I went I jumped off of 2 feet.
Yeah.
It's just easier, but
you were a 1-foot cut on runs though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big
You don't like the jump cuts with the 2 feet?
2-foot guy.
Yeah.
The other thing is with Bella, she's constantly looking for opportunities, even though she's funny.
Yeah.
I'll open the garage, and I've got her down now where I can say, hey, let's go bye-bye, or whatever. She knows the cues. I can open the garage, and she's not the type of dog, she's just not going to run out.
Oh, yeah.
She stays, she waits. When she got out of the gate and I didn't know before, she came back around to the front door. That's how I found her.
So our dogs it's funny how the different dogs have different, if they see an open door, they're going to act differently. So Rocky doesn't care at all. He's not leaving for anything. Somebody, and this really pissed me off. Some utility worker left our gate open. They've done it twice now. And so we don't lock the gate, but we have a deadbolt that we put through the gate to make sure it's closed, right? And so if you come up to that and you see that, it's hey, maybe I should put that back to make there's probably a reason this is here.
Yeah, big leave it where you found it guy.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
No,
it shouldn't be that hard. So this happened twice now.
Don't get me started.
The first time, Rocky came right back up to the deck nothing happened. You'd never would have known there was a gate open. That dude is not leaving his little bubble. Doug just standing in the front yard this looks different. What's going on here?
Yeah.
If there's a gate open with Shadow, he is gone.
A Shadow?
He is a runner.
Yeah, we're just really fortunate they're not. Because they're not outside dogs. They only go out usually to go to the bathroom. Although we found they like this rubber ball now, but we had to get one that's bigger because Bella will bite through it, and Zoe had a fit because she's that's the one Breeze and I play basketball with downstairs, and anyway. So we got a bigger one, you get them in those little cages at grocery stores and stuff.
Yeah,
I can play with that thing for a day, 2 days straight. They try to push it through the doggy door because they don't want the other to get it. It's they don't go anywhere. They don't. Taking an ST plunge today too, switching Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pray for me.
Let me know how it goes because I need new internet.
You checked your prices lately?
Yeah, that's why I haven't changed yet. Mine's pretty good right now.
I mean, I'm sure we're similar. It's a lot.
So mine's cheap right now, which is why I haven't switched yet.
Okay,
but it's not very good. So it's kind of
Do you have a booster?
Yes, I do. It's just not very strong. The internet signal is not very strong, and the speed isn't good enough.
Because I told you they laid the stuff months ago in preparation. I mean, they tore up a lot of the neighborhood. I'm Gave him one more run at it. I looked at my T Life.
Yeah.
The free. I'm like, probably worth a shot.
Yeah.
And our neighbor went first. She's not very talkative, and I don't really like.
You go out of your way. Yeah.
But the daughters play, and her parents come over, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Oh, no complaints yet. I'm not inside a ton because they do a lot of the yard work and stuff. So the dogs love them, but I just need it's exorbitant.
Yeah. So my problem is, I'm sure you're the same way. Like I've got multiple screens that I'm trying to stream on at the same time. So like I need pretty heavy bandwidth, and I don't have that right now.
Yeah. I realize when you have kids that game or
same idea. Although gaming even is more of a pull than streaming TV even.
Yeah, and if Mike is not gaming, then he's watching somebody's highlights.
Yeah.
So it's like, this dude's teaching me the difference between my 17-year-old, the difference between Sean Dawkins and Sean Taylor, or Brian Dawkins. He's Big B Doc guy. I'm like, you're doing too much.
You're like, hey, you don't got to tell me about that.
I
was there.
Husker Gnome, are you being serious? Because should I be scared? Should I be worried?
I don't know. I've had reasonably.
Most
cheap
people have
that's
had
been-
good success with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Emmett's just the opposite. He's leaving. Starlink isn't available to us though, is it? I think it's west. I think that's north and west.
I don't know.
Us.
I know the one that Kobe talked about. I don't have access to them yet.
What'd KB say?
Allo.
Oh, we have it. I see the trucks.
I don't know, but it's in certain parts of the city. Don't have it. I don't think I've got it. I've looked relatively recently. I
see them a ton. I got a guy that works for them.
They're expanding, I think, but they're
know.
still south of where I'm at. Because they
I
started.
didn't know that's what they did.
Because they started in Papillion and then they kind of spread out from there.
Backs up to me.
Yeah, so you're right there, but I don't think I've got it yet. Because I've had several people suggest that to me. It's been rough out here, It's been tough for your boy.
He said it clears all interesting.
I know people that have it are huge fans. I don't like that one. I've looked at like Google Fiber. I don't have access to that one yet. That's in some places of the city. Like that one's down by like Exarban, I think.
I'm worried about what Husker Gnome said because he's kind of a jokester, like a gnome would be. You mean just in general?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, poop. Haven't heard great things about the fiber networks, just FYI.
Because you're not doing the 5G thing. You're doing their fiber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. We'll see. You have to keep us posted. Is it relatively inexpensive?
Yes.
Yeah. Does it just add on to your phone bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know if I have access to that one yet either.
Really?
Yeah, not the T fiber's not everywhere yet either. We're in a weird I don't feel like I'm in a weird part of town. But yeah, you do need Kobe's right. You need for the amount of streaming that I need at least the 1 gig. I can't do anything less than that.
Yeah. So the thing that I was deterred by is we did a test. We did the gig speed test and we were hitting at like 70%. I'm like, why are you paying for this?
Yeah.
And so a couple months went by and I was like, ugh. But I have noticed lately, like with my televisions, the Fire Sticks, sometimes it like can't find the home network. And it's not like it's changed.
Really?
Yeah, so then you have to start it over.
Yeah, that's weird.
What do you mean you can't find a home network?
So one of my TVs it's a different brand than the other ones, has trouble doing that. I think it's a hardware issue with the Fire Sticks.
Oh, good. I don't know anything about that one. Okay.
Do you let all the kids when they come over get on your internet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kobe. I'll have to check again and see if I have it. Mike, who do you have?
Look at us, just our listener. See, I'm telling you, that's probably my number one favorite thing about this.
Is that they can help you out?
Anything I don't know, somebody else does.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible. Whether it's research, stats.
Mike, I've never even heard of them.
Efficiency. Oh, I'm going to ask My guy might know.
I've never heard of that.
Is there anything you don't know, MK? I'm going. Oh, wait, I'm waiting for a response.
You call him Ultra?
No, he's super smart. I don't tell him that. But
yeah, you don't like telling your friends they're smart.
I hang out with him, so he knows. Nope, he said you'll be good.
On yours?
Yep.
Oh, so
the first one. So this one is the one we were just talking about, and GP. I don't want to do any bad publicity. Haven't heard good things about, and that's all on the same side of town as me.
Okay.
So maybe it's good that they're still trying to work it out.
Yeah.
They're digging everywhere.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that's why I haven't gone with them. I haven't heard good things either. Because I
either one of them?
Well, the one that
the first one?
Yeah. So what can I don't know. Is that
I want to know because we got a bunch of tech heads on here.
Is this a real number? Because the place that Mike is tells me I can get 2 gig for $60 a month. I would do that.
Wait, what?
I would do that. 2-year price guarantee?
How about Emmett? He's getting 200 MBS? Huh.
I don't know. We might have to do some investigation.
But we don't live near Emmett.
Where's Emmett at?
He's like,
I thought he was local.
He might be like closer to Benkelman. Because he said he's like an hour and some change from Gothenburg.
Really?
Which is 310.
That's a trip out there. I think I'm going to end up in. Speaking of,
hey, that's what I'm saying, Kobe. It does sound way too good to be true.
I know. I'm looking at this internet here. Well, listen, we're going to do some investigations in the break here.
Yeah, everybody's distracted. You know who'd know?
Who?
I mean, Bill.
Yeah, he would. He's a little too busy to help us shop for internet, though, I think. He might have better things to do, like run a company.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that.
We're going to take a quick break. Brian Edwards coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time for Stars, Stripes, and Savings at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at $349 a month. A platinum lease for less this May. 2 Nissans, 2 great deals. Only at Edwards. We've also got the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SV starting at $399 a month. Another win for May. Don't wait. Get in on Stars, Stripes, and Savings this May at Edwards Nissan.
Well, it's so beyond softball and it's so beyond the competition. She has one of the biggest hearts in this world, in this life. And so to get to see her just do what she loves with the team and seeing how she coaches them, see how they look at her and respond to her. I feel that in my heart too every time I look at her. And so I think there's just such an immense amount of respect and love between the two of us. And we also know that we're going to line it up, and it's, you can have both. You can have both. You can really love someone and respect them and want to compete and put everything out there and try to win the game. And I think that we both have both of those things in our hearts.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now, Vegas insider, senior handicapper, and fan of the cold Budweiser bottles, Brian Edwards.
It's got to be touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Brian Edwards.
I don't really love it.
Brian Edwards.
Were they using the cream cheese to butter the bagel?
Brian Edwards.
I'm going with the cowgirl.
Here is Brian Edwards.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider from Major Wager. B, what's going on, buddy? How we doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. What's happening?
Oh, we're just solving all the world's problems we're all in on the dysfunction and the mixed messages from the SEC meetings, man. What a debacle. Hey, do you think they're panicking? Because I can't believe the coaches, number one, are saying.
Talk about what Kirby was saying, like, we'll leave the NCAA.
Well, but in the same podium, he's like, well, we need to protect our other sports on campus. And I like that part I thought was pretty admirable. But, Sark taking pot shots on the playoff number. Clearly, Sankey doesn't want to go above 16, would like to stay at 12. Sark hates 12. Elko actually had some sense and was like, is anybody going to just talk about, is it actually good for the sport?
Right.
Without having a personal interest, which I thought was pretty novel. And then Sankey just kind of being sanctimonious, disingenuous. Like, the middle of the pack of your conference isn't that good. The bottom isn't that good. You're touting a team like Arkansas having one-loss scores and playing close games. Sark later says Notre Dame got a free pass to the playoffs, which they didn't play in, and they beat the hell out of Arkansas and hung up.
And nobody in the SEC beat Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas was in every game last year.
Yeah, they had 7 one-score conference games.
Yeah, and Notre Dame just goes to Fayetteville and just absolutely just.
So I'm like, I feel like we're a little disjointed here.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Elko was the most genuine about it, like you noted. Yeah, it's a mess.
I thought Elko was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like everything about Elko. I mean, he's like Spurrier, man. He wanted Duke.
So I had my only experience was only for about 3 months because we had an offer from Duke, and it was Elko driven. So I kind of like.
Did he visit?
No.
It
was so early, and I'm like, I'm not smart. That's an academic school. But then I remembered it's not about me, and he's actually pretty smart. But that's beside the point. I'll be honest and say,
I bet your son's got better grades than Mensah.
Listen, how good is he going to be? He should be unreal
at Miami. Yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good. I saw some head coaching rankings. I forget who it was. Oh, no, it was Brandon Marcello. And I'm not trying to call him out or anything, but he had Cristobal at number 7. And I'm just like, okay, look, Miami's doing good the last 2 years because of their NIL. Let's be serious. Mario Cristobal, good recruiter, probably good motivator. One of the worst game coaches I've ever seen. Everybody likes victory formation except for him.
Did Georgia Tech cost you?
No. No, in fact, in the first time he did it at Oregon against Stanford, that actually led to me having one of my more miracle wins ever. Because my buddy Caden Smith played on that team, and they had J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
You're going back a little bit.
I'm going way back. Yeah, Bryce Love, and they had all kind of pros on that team. And like
case of Bryce Love.
Huh?
The curious case of Bryce Love, one of the all-time great runners that just poof.
Did he even have a cup of coffee in the NFL? I don't even remember.
And it was never really came back from the injury. It's fascinating. I thought he was in Washington
He
for a
was in
second.
Washington.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking he was initially, but I don't know that he played a whole lot.
4th round draft pick. He never played, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he retired early, if I remember right.
Yeah, so I remember that was one of my more miracle wins. That was Pac-12 after dark when he refused to go in victory formation against Stanford. And, that was a miracle win. That Georgia Tech game, I remember I was watching it, but I don't know that I had anything on it.
Oh, you would remember.
Maybe
With you, you must not have, because you.
Well, I didn't have anything Georgia Tech money line. I may have had them plus the point, and they were huge underdogs in that game. If I'm not mistaken.
You're notorious for having the ultra long memory on bad beats.
Only on wins.
Right. Only on wins. Oh no, I remember the losses. I might not mention them. Oh, that doesn't mean I don't remember them.
Yeah, let's just run right along. No, wait, what do you mean? Oh, no big deal.
Georgia Tech was a 20-point underdog that game. I bet I was probably on them plus the points, but the late play didn't really matter. So I'm guessing that I would have.
So, all right, we haven't done like Hurrdat Sports Live schedule and time release. And we'll get to Nebraska and Ohio with some early lines out. But speaking of Arkansas, when your coach uses your players' welfare is at stake, I
get his point, but the way he was worried about the welfare, I mean, it's just less prep time and less recovery time. You don't have to act like it's because my students are gonna get injured or whatever, but no, they are getting hosed on that. I completely, I agree with him 100%. You get back to Fayetteville at 6 a.m. and then you got to play at noon Eastern. Come on, that's like in the NCAA tournament when these teams play 4 games in 4 days and they win their conference championship on Sunday. In the tournament, they send them out west to play the noon game on a Thursday. Like I can't stand when they do teams like that. So, I mean, I think Hunter Yurachek's got a good point, but yeah, I'm with you on the whole welfare of the students thing. Just say we're getting hosed here and come on, ESPN, switch the times. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of sanctimonious coaches that kind of BS and just say what you mean,
Yeah, like Golding, who says, listen, if you guys level any sanctions against me over, acquiring a linebacker via text, I'm turning the state's evidence on everybody. You guys prepared for that? I was like, geez.
I like Golding, man. I like him.
Do you?
You don't?
I do.
He's a straight shooter.
And we have some similar, because he wasn't excited about his first head coaching job. He didn't really want it, and I didn't either. So I empathize with him on, hey, I don't really want to do this until my players kind of talked me into it. Because at first he said no.
I didn't. Did he say that in an interview this week?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I missed that. I'll have to go back and watch that.
Took some time. He's like, listen, he said he never had any desire to ever be a head coach.
Huh.
He was good with where he was.
Well, you make it. I mean, when you're Saban's D coordinator, I mean, you're making good money. So,
it's funny too. We get on Coach Rule here for staff changes and stuff, and he's had 2 coordinators on offense, 3 on defense now. And for laughs and giggles, I looked at Saban's first 4 years at Alabama.
Oh, he had a rotation of OCs and DCs?
How many staff changes? And not all because they, quote unquote, got promoted, right? He's had guys leave for North Alabama. But how many staff changes do you think Saban had his first 4 years?
Well, wasn't it Major Applewhite? Wasn't that his first OC?
Sunseri, yeah.
Okay, Sunseri, yeah.
Because he lost. Who's shark guy? Florida, your guy.
Oh, McElwain.
Yeah. Well, that was the McElwain Applewhite thing.
Let's not pretend like Lane Kiffin left for a power. He went to FAU because he was getting his ass run out the door.
What would you guess the number?
Oh, you already told me.
Wait. What's the question?
What's the number of staff
changes?
He not only did so he went from Major Applewhite. I don't know. Was it Sunseri? Then was it Nussmeier?
Yeah.
Okay, McElwain
lost his running back coach. Lost famously Kurt Cignetti.
Right. And but Nussmeier was the guy. I think they won a natty with Nussmeier, but I had to watch him call plays at Florida for 3 years, and that might have been as bad as the Billy Bob Napier era offensively with McElwain.
And in 1 year, he had 9 staff changes. So
I think I remember that.
I just remember it was 11, the 10-11 season,
which at the time was literally your entire staff.
He had 15 coaching changes in his first 4 years. That's why he's the guy that I always use, because he said it everywhere. It takes 3 or 4 years to get your staff actually probably where you want it as a head coach.
Interesting. I mean, a lot of those guys ended up head coaches.
Unbelievable. Well, yes and no.
The ones we remember end up being head coaches. A lot of those guys ended up just kind of career bouncing. Like, it's not like
McElwain should have never been a head coach.
Yeah,
Ever.
Didn't he go? He went Colorado State before Florida, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then Central Michigan after a year under Harbaugh at Michigan, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right, B.
What do we got for Spurs OKC tonight?
I'm going to go over 219.5, and the over is on an 18-5 run for OKC in its last 23, and they have had at least 225 combined points in 7 of their last 8, and they've had at least 224 in 20 of their last 25. And the Spurs, the over is on a 9-1 run, and all 9 of those overs had at least 223. And those are about all the stats I needed to talk me into the over. And then I'm going to go Alex Caruso's player prop over 9.5. So in this series, he scored 31, 17, 15, 0, and 22. So despite taking a bagel that one game, he's still averaging 17 points per game in the series. And with Mitchell out, and aren't we pretty confident Jalen Williams is not going to play tonight?
Yeah. Well, Ravi,
that's more minutes and more.
Was way high from the jump.
Yeah, that thing just smells terrible.
What's that? The line?
No, Jalen Williams injury.
His injury.
Like they're like, oh, he's gonna go. It's like no.
Yeah, right.
I don't trust.
I don't know if he's playing the rest of the playoffs.
I don't either. I think this is a thing that he's just gonna have to sit for an extended period of time.
Are you surprised that people are crying about OKC getting fouled and San Antonio shot 17 more free throws? Do you think?
Well, I was surprised SGA had 17 free throw attempts in the third quarter. Wasn't even over yet, but in the big scheme of things, you're right.
Well, sort of. Okay. You want to talk about actually watching the games, and I know you do, but here's the problem. Is free throw disparity is not a good indication of if it was a well-officiated game.
Well, yeah, because you're watching Stephon Castle mug guys. You think that's cool? You're worried about SGA falling down?
I am always worried about SGA falling down.
Castle's playing football.
Anybody that, like in the entire, like Lou Dort's not? What are we talking about here?
Well, Wemby was on pace to shoot 14 free. He was 7 of 7 at the line at the end of the first half the other night. Like, what are we crying about?
Because the stylistically, it's a totally different game.
Why? Because Wemby's so physical, or you can't see 7'5"?
I'm saying because the way that OKC plays defense, the across the board, versus the way San Antonio plays defense. And listen, if you're gonna call a game that way, that's fine. My problem isn't the way the game is.
I just don't like. We're being disingenuous when we act like San Antonio hasn't shot more free throws.
That's fine. It's not how they're playing though. It's different.
Okay. Maybe they should just call more fouls.
I would just like it if they just stop calling fouls every time somebody goes.
Shane, I'd like to ask Brian Edwards 2 more questions, if I may, please.
Oh, yeah. Turn that music off, Shane.
Yeah, turn that music off, Shane.
I listen to Brian.
So there's a couple things. There's a couple game of the years that are out already, but I know you like an early one that's not a game of the week, but you're already looking at LSU Ole Miss.
Yeah. So week 3, FanDuel's got Ole Miss -2.5, but I with the money line price only -130, I'd rather go that route. I just don't see Ole Miss losing that game at home. You know, we know Levitt hasn't been cleared yet. I mean, he's going to get cleared, but he didn't have any spring practice, and it's going to be week 3 early in the season. I mean, quarterback advantage with Trinidad Chambliss. I think all the motivational factors are there with Ole Miss.
Quarterback tandem in the country.
The quarterback running back tandem. Yeah, Kewan Lacey and Trinidad Chambliss are going to be the best player on the field. Maybe every game they play except for at Texas.
Gutsy. What about just a quick preview? Indiana, Ohio State.
I got to watch Hoover play I got to watch him play with the new team. I mean, I kind of just trust Signetti, but Indiana's is pick 'em. It's actually -1.5 at a -102 price, but then the money line is -110 either way. So it's kind of weird. But
UGA Bama. It is regular season and it's Bama, so Georgia's probably going to struggle.
Yeah, right. So Georgia -2.5 at a -122 price. Bama's even money at +2.5. I always bet Bama against Georgia, but maybe I'm rethinking that. Maybe they kind of got that monkey off their back in Atlanta last year. Another team where I got to watch the quarterback play a little bit, the quarterbacks maybe, is Alabama in September, with Russell and Austin Mack. And so I don't really have an opinion there yet, but I will mention that they don't play there. They don't play home and home every year, but Georgia hadn't tasted victory in Tuscaloosa since Stafford threw a touchdown pass in overtime in 2007, Saban's first year. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, Georgia's my early pick to win a natty.
I like Georgia a lot. I like Texas a lot. Yeah, I'm ready for my magazines. Where they at? Let's go.
We're doing the Arch Manning thing again already?
Where we at?
Where they at?
It's almost July.
You're
ready.
Not betting on DJ Lagway at Baylor? That's not your No? Okay.
I wish DJ the best, but
I was just checking. Me too. I can cheer for him in Wacko.
I wish DJ nothing but the best, but don't see me betting on him anytime soon.
I just hope to God for Arch's sake that UTEP's not on the schedule again.
Wow.
Could be a problem. That's
Arch gets the Trey Young treatment in case you didn't know.
Well, until further notice, you got to show me something. I'm not just going to assume because your last name's Manning. Cooper couldn't throw for shit either. All right, Brian Edwards.
What did he say? Cooper couldn't throw?
Yeah, he did. That's right.
We'll talk to you later, B.
Thanks,
all right, fellas. Y'all have a good one.
That's Brian Edwards from Major Wager. Coming up next, we got Michael BRUNTZ, Husker 24/7 here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time for Stars, Stripes, and Savings at Edwards Hyundai. Lease the 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE all-wheel drive starting at $339 a month. Big savings to start May right. 2 great Hyundais, 1 big May event. Let's go. We've also got the 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE. Sign and drive for $0 down starting at $249 a month. Don't wait. Get in on Stars, Stripes, and Savings this May at Edwards Hyundai.
Started it because she introduced me to Dr. Joe, and Dr. Joe brought a baby cow Bolin to one of our practices that was born during one of our games, and she was a twin. And then I'm an animal science major pre-vet, so Coach Ravel introduced me to Dr. Joe and was like, you should start an internship to start working with her. And I've had no experience with large animals before, so that was a completely different environment for me, and I've completely fell in love with it. And then Coach Ravel and my mom bought some stuffed cows. So we have Bolin and Gordon, and then who are the 2 twins. And then Chick-fil-A, actually, after we won the Big Ten tournament, we went there and got some food after, and he came out with a huge stuffed cow, and he's like, you guys have to have this in the dugout. So that one's Row Rev.
for Coach Ravel.
I didn't know its name.
Yep, Mithro Rev. So they've just been a little something in the dugout. Just have a little extra energy and just having that. Dr. Joe has been a huge fan and always comes to our games. I mean, you can always hear that lady yelling and cheering us on. And I love her as a human being. And I honestly want to be her when I grow up because she's an amazing human. So I think for me, the cows just mean like giving a little something to Dr. Joe as well.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla. We're presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. We are joined now by our friend Michael BRUNTZ from Husker 24/7. BRUNTZ, how are we doing this morning?
Not bad. What's up?
Two quick things. Going to give you they're not in first place because, well, yeah, it's a half a game. It's very minute. This was a heck of a run by your Athletics. I mean, the 3 in a row got to you, but I mean, that's a heck of a run, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why you're closing the book on them.
Oh, I'm not at all.
It sounded like you're speaking past tense there.
Well,
like
it was the
great
first
run. Enjoy the basement, jerks. That's what you said.
No, it was the first place. Them being in first place. That's all.
I know.
He was eulogizing them already.
No,
you were just getting that last little bit of dirt dumped on there, piling it on. No,
is this a victory lap for you Millard North guys in cahoots? Because that's not what I was intimating at all.
Big picture baseball question for you here. Where do you guys fall on the
ERA? It's pretty impressive.
No, I'm going a different direction here. The guy gets a call up major league debut, gratuitous family shots of the family's all there for the first big debut. You probably get the in-game interview with the family. I will take that every day and twice on Sunday. That's about the only in-game interview I like. About the only crowd shot that I really enjoy is just the family hanging on the edge. Because Gage Jump had his debut,
I thought,
and unfortunately got knocked around a ton, which is not very fun. But I was enjoying that aside from the slow bleed of Seattle just hitting balls 100 miles an hour all over the place.
Did you like him at LSU?
He's fine. I think he's good. I think he'll be fine. I mean, 96, 97 from the left side, that looked okay. But there wasn't much deception there, and it was coming back faster than it was going in, which is never a good sign.
Did you watch your alma mater Saturday night? You might have been still watching Big Ten baseball.
I was laser dialed on Ducks and Huskers.
Gosh, Aranaga, Lincoln East pitcher that didn't fare super well early on against the Mustangs, man. I went back and watched a little yesterday. When's the last time you've seen a lefty, a hard-throwing lefty that threw over the top? I'm just thinking about Gage Jump's delivery, and it's got that, the little quirk to it. I see they'd be left-handed. When's the last time you remember seeing a lefty
come like
that was top to bottom?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's hard.
I mean, there's not that many in general, but especially not.
No.
Like you don't get a lot of righties coming over the top like this anymore either.
And that's about the slot.
Yeah, it's like right here.
You got to go back and watch him. He's definitely gifted, but it was just so rare to see. I was like, and he's a stud too. He came into that one. Well, they went back to back. Starting pitcher was 7-0 BRUNTZ, and I think his ERA was .69, very Ohtani-esque. And then they back it up with another 7-0 and a .69 ERA. But I guess when you're like 35-2, it's probably
not going to have a lot of losses on that record.
No, I mean, it was, I think you'd be impressed, man. High school baseball has been good for a long time. It is in a really, really good spot, BRUNTZ.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I've been doing I've been making the rounds on in the Ole Miss media market this week.
Isn't that something?
And talking about Northern baseball, and Nebraska gets overlooked baseball wise, and it shouldn't be relative to size. A lot of talent, a lot of depth too. I mean, as I understand that we all suddenly discovered Kansas JUCO baseball this week. Have you guys noticed that too? But a big reason why. I mean, not a big reason, but there's a lot of really good players from the state of Nebraska that are doing really well down in Kansas junior colleges right now. So,
here's the other thing about that with Ole Miss and them wanting to try to take over Lincoln and making a ton of assumptions. Is there any fan base that can get along with Arkansas? Are I kind of low key honk for Kansas because they dealt Nebraska fits. It's a super and we're not going to be intimidated team. They kind of talk trash. This Arkansas Kansas back and forth is fascinating.
Yeah, well, and with Kansas too, there's a little bit of there's definitely the brashness that's been there all season. It was there last year too.
Yeah,
but I'm expecting that you're going to get that from the fans too. And now that they've got whatever they're calling it out in left field, where you basically just bring a chair and pop a squat.
Come on in.
So, I mean, I'm eager to see that whole regional, because I mean, Arkansas doesn't get along great with the 3 seed there either. And you got Northeastern as the number 4 seed, right?
Yeah. What did Kyle say the other day? He said they fought about every other inning.
Yeah.
Arkansas, yeah. It's gonna be dicey.
Yeah. No, that whole regional is fascinating to me. I'll kind of be having an eye on that one too. But
ballpark.
What's that?
That ballpark is going to play pretty offensive, though.
Yes. Yeah. It does anyways. I mean, it's pretty easy to get it out to right, I think, especially depending on which way the wind's blowing. It's bandboxy in a way that a lot of college parks aren't nowadays. Like it's like
a little city park feel.
Yeah, like an old park that they just are finally starting to put some money into, and now that they're good at baseball, we'll see. But yeah, that's I mean, Kansas doesn't shy about talking a little bit or ripping apart visiting dugouts, as we've seen this year.
I'll say, yeah, we saw a little bit of that up close and personal here, right?
Are you? Yeah. Are you low key, or maybe out in front, cheering for West Virginia's success?
Yeah, I felt like Kansas and West Virginia were probably the 2 teams that got the shaft the most, right?
Yeah, 15-16.
Yeah, like Kansas especially. That's not that they should have been a little bit higher, I think. But both of those teams, I mean, that series that West Virginia went to Lawrence and played, that was a hell of a series too. I mean, it was yeah, and we'll see what they can do. That center fielder for West Virginia is kind of fun too.
Yeah, he's a treat.
Yeah, kind of like watching him. But yeah, both of those clubs play hard, and those are always kind of the fun teams to watch this time of year.
BRUNTZ, what do you think Nebraska is going to do with their pitching rotation this weekend? It seems like it's been a little less predictable, I think is the word I'll use.
I mean, we've heard maybe Yasa, Horn, and Black, but would you throw Yasa game 1?
Probably not. I don't think I would. I mean, that's why I'm sitting here, though. So I think I just think when you when you look at the matchups and what you might get on Saturday, that's the slider cutter off-speed stuff that Yasa throws. I feel like depending on who you would get would potentially play really well. Like Ole Miss if you get Ole Miss on Saturday, they're they're hitting home runs or they're going to strike out a lot. And, in kind of talking to some of the folks down there, like the guys that they've had trouble with have not been they can hit velocity. Like a lot of teams this time of year can, but you guys know how Yasa pitches, where it's, you work a little bit backwards, and they officially did announce Yasa as the guy, by the way. So that kind of kills your question just now. But I probably would go Yasa on Saturday, but it's Yasa on Friday against South Dakota State.
Official just now, right?
What's that?
Official just now.
Yeah, the email just came through. I got
there's
4 text messages.
Hi, Jared.
But
who, by the way, I'm sure you know him pretty well.
Uh-huh.
How funny is that guy who just oozes nothing but sarcasm? I used to think
he's good.
He's great.
he's good. He has an appreciation for sarcasm, so he and I get along, I think, okay.
Yeah, which is why he's super close with McLaughlin too. They're the same person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, him and Hanley and McLaughlin, I mean, that's like three's company there on the road, I think. So it's Yas on Friday. And what does it allow you to do? I mean, does he go 7-8? Maybe in the ideal you get him deep. You don't have to use much of the bullpen. The offense does its thing, and that's the day. But I do think, Yasa has the stuff that would potentially play a little bit better maybe against Ole Miss or Arizona State. The other thing I think you can maybe make a case for like Horn on Saturday, and they haven't announced how they're going to play it out because you don't do that this time of year. But he's a big game pitcher. Like Ty Horn likes the moment, and Ty Horn's not afraid to compete a little bit. And you saw that last year against UCLA. You've started to see signs over the last 2-3 weeks that he's getting back closer to what he was at the end of last season versus what he was for the first half of this year. So, maybe that's how you line it up, but I guess it's Yasa on Friday. So South Dakota State's going to see a pretty good arm there.
Is this one of those, a lot of times in these regionals, the host or the 1 seed will kind of hold on to a guy to not pitch in that first game because, they're playing the 4 seed. They feel like they can beat them without it. Is that the situation you think is going on here? Like, do you think they want to go with Ty Horn in game 2 against, the Ole Miss, Arizona State, whoever they end up on that side of things? Or is it just, hey, you want to throw your best guy out there game 1?
Yeah, there's, probably another school of thought, and we'll hear from Will Bolton about an hour here about, you want to get off to a good start. How Nebraska's seen the bad parts of not getting a good start out of that first game when you're a 1 seed in a regional. Like it's happened. And you need somebody to maybe come out and set the tone a little bit. And that's what he can do. He's, Yasa's been, for the most part this season, almost guaranteed 6 innings. Like he's going to get you through that. And then, ideally you don't have to use a lot of your high leverage guys the first game out. You have your bullpen set up for the weekend. I don't know. Maybe they also, maybe you can get them out of there early. Like there's a lot of options there. And I obviously would like to hear a little bit of the thinking on why they went that direction, but we'll see. You kind of set your pitching up to win it. Coaches sometimes take things a little bit differently, and it's also a different situation where being the one's a heck of a lot different than being a 2 or a 3, which is what Nebraska's been a lot recently. So
I tell you what, Elliott and Carlon, if Arizona State and Ole Miss go with that matchup, I'm just hoping they both throw about 106 pitches apiece, and it's a battle. I get it; they're both super offensive, but that's a heck of a pitching matchup.
Yeah.
In our own region, like that might be the best pitching matchup of the weekend. And
it's probably the best game of the opening go round, right? Like, is there?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, BRUNTZ.
Like those two offenses, those two pitchers.
I'll give you another one. I think Washington State is gonna be. It can be a problem for the Beavers. That's gonna be. Wazoo and Oregon State is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see all the other one I was curious about.
It's another pitching matchup.
Yeah, how Santa Barbara is going to match up things in that Austin regional. Like if they go their guy right out of the gates, if they save him to try to get through and have him on Saturday night down there, that'd be pretty awesome matchup too. But just the combination though of like name brand of the potential pitching matchup. I mean, you've got two teams that hit over 100 home runs as a group. You've got arguably the top player in college baseball.
Resides down in Tempe.
That's not bad. I would hope that Nebraska fans will stick around for that one because that's going to be a heck of a game.
How do you compare he and Rock?
Rock feels like he's a little bit. Well, he's older. I think he's a little bit more of a complete player. I think maybe the sheer power maybe is a little bit different. I would give the edge probably to Arizona State's guy, but I don't know. It's funny. Like every time I've seen Rock in person, it hasn't looked. He's looked fine, but not like elite player.
I just think that's UCLA in general. I've been saying they'll probably burn me and win the whole thing, but it's just one of those rare teams with that kind of record where I pit it to the prowess that I've seen of teams in the past, and I just don't think it oozes like, oh my God, here we go. Right?
Yeah.
I always joke with Ravi. It's like they play with their food so much.
The arms don't feel completely elite. They're just not a dominating team, but they're so experienced. And even saw it last weekend where there's no panic. Like, and I think, you could probably say too, yeah, they don't go in and just absolutely like maul and dominate teams, but there's also like there's an extra edge they get to, it feels like in the late innings that allows them to win those tight games. And some of the series they played too. That Oregon series that they played was really, really high level baseball, really back and forth. And, at least, probably tested them as much as you possibly can get tested in the Big Ten right now.
Topically across college baseball, because I want to get a couple of football recruiting questions in here. BRUNTZ, when you take a look at the national seeds, and listen, I'm even worried about like Carolina getting out of their regional. It seems kind of top heavy when I think of teams that can actually win the CWS of the national seeds, and you get 16 cracks at it. How many do you think get to Omaha? National seeds.
Of the 8?
Yeah.
I'll say 5.
I said 5 as well.
Yeah, he had 5 below the table.
5.
Feel good about UCLA. Feel good about Georgia Tech. Auburn's a plucky group.
You think that's one you don't think makes it?
I'm not as sure on Auburn.
Auburn and Alabama you don't love?
I don't love.
Alabama was not one of mine.
Who's the third?
I'm kind of worried. Which Texas am I getting?
I thought it was going to be Texas. Auburn,
those-
Texas are your
What,
three.
like which? You know what I mean? Like which Texas is showing up?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that's why they weren't one of mine. Alabama wasn't one.
So you like Auburn. So who would you have swapped out? A&M maybe not pitch it well enough for you? Because they sure do score.
They can rake though. Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I would say Texas, I'm iffy on. Alabama, I don't think so. And I don't know, Florida. Like at Florida, maybe not, but those are the three I'd probably keep out. I think Carolina will be all right.
Their staff gives me some Texas vibes too, where it's like, which guys are you getting? Because we know what they're capable. You could easily make the case Florida staff underperformed, and they're still where they are.
Yeah. Well, they in the past have found a way to kind of turn it on late.
Yep.
We'll see if they can do it again, I guess. But I don't know. The first, I don't know. Georgia Tech just feels like to me like a team that's just going to roll, has a chance to roll right through it if they get hot. But yeah. There's a few teams in there where it's like game to game, you kind of wonder if they can show up.
Georgia Tech's your favorite over UCLA?
I think so.
They're really good.
Yeah,
I watched them close, and again against North Carolina, and Carolina can pitch it. And Georgia Tech's pretty complete.
Yeah,
they're pretty good. BRUNTZ, let me ask you, because I think you fully transitioned the site, all the recruiting guys, like just the way you drew it up at Nebraska, where we went from just got to get him to a game day experience, just got to get him up during the season, to June being the most important recruiting month. Now that we've all made that philosophical shift, how big is this June? And do you remember those days, BRUNTZ, when we just had to get them to the game day experience?
Well, no, it's the same way. You just got to do it when they're sophomores, right? Like, I mean, look back at some of these recruitments. Like some of these guys are at Nebraska's freshmen and sophomores. Like that's the way it is now. It's not like, junior year, you maybe get them up for, really try hard to get them up for a visit. It's got to start earlier now. But yeah, I mean, that's the way it is now, where June's huge. May was sneaky huge as well. Like there were a lot of guys coming off the board nationally, even ahead of the official visits starting in mass this coming month. But I mean, you look, the two of the three guys that committed in the last week, they were multi-time visitors in the last few months, and kind of setting the table. I mean, it's almost like in some ways, if you're just getting a guy for the first time for an official visit, like it's kind of stacked against you there. So, it's prior relationships. There's been a lot of turnover on the coaching staff in the last year, and at least with the three offensive line commits, credit to Jeep Wade for being able to kind of transfer those relationships over. That's not an easy thing to do all the time, especially for guys that are from pretty far away. So, big month coming up, just loads and loads of visitors. And it's a different setup now than it used to be for sure. But, a lot of these guys have already been to Nebraska. And now it's, can you close the deal when they're on the officials?
I like the fact it's pretty interesting with this setup that Nebraska's tried with the early spring and getting guys on tape and then actually studying football. You got 4 months of OTAs, almost to a coach, how much they like how it plays into the month of June and how recruiting actually has to go now, where they get downtime with the guys before they leave school. And when they come back, they're like ready to roll because they didn't have to get right on the road and leave them right after spring ball.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like a little less of a kind of a scurrying in May where, last year, what did we call it? I forget what we called it, but the spring game or spring scrimmage or tire flipping, whatever it was. I mean, that was last weekend of April. Then you basically have 1 month in May, and it was just like you gotta do a lot of work that way. And having more time to get out and do that helped. The rule changes now that you have the ability to get more coaches out than you used to too. It feels like you can be a little bit more targeted with certain coaches and sending them to certain places with guys they have relationships with versus before, where it was, we're going to send you to Florida and you just spend three weeks down there. You can be a little bit more targeted with it. So I think that's good for a place like Nebraska that does have to travel quite a ways to see prospects like that. It's I don't know. I mean, I'll be curious to see if they feel like there's payoff for the way that they scheduled things now, but there has definitely been a different rhythm to everything the last couple months, not only with the recruiting piece of it, but also, like you said, with the guys on campus. You're just around guys a little bit more without, being kind of in just the mess of spring ball. So, I do think, though, that when you kind of look at where Nebraska was able to go over the last month or so, kind of how they also set things up for that 2028 class as well, because that's kind of what you're doing in May. I think they did a pretty nice job of being pretty disciplined on how they went about their business there.
BRUNTZ, there was a lot of talk, obviously, early about this 2027 class. Got off to a hot start, kind of hit a lull there for a while, and it seemed like there was some sentiment in terms of it turning out not to be that exciting of a class. Like, how do you think we'll be feeling a month from now?
Yeah, I think pretty good. I mean, you look at guys that I would say that Nebraska's, closer to the front of their recruitments for, for the stargazers. There's some guys there that, I think Nebraska can close on with a strong June. I think they've done a good job already of, I always kind of like it when you can get your offensive line and your defensive lines kind of set up early in the recruiting process, right? Because that's where you're going to build things. And that's why, the last week to 10 days was so huge, I think, in terms of just getting a couple guys that were towards the top of your board in the boat and committed. Nebraska, according to 24/7 Sports, is right around 20 in the rankings. You've got a quarterback that you feel great about that's been a great peer recruiter that's going to be moving closer to be able to be in Lincoln in June. So, it's a matter of, can you add more defensive linemen to the class? Can you add some more athletes, especially on defense? I do think they're in a pretty good place. And I think also, too, you have to remember, like I said earlier, a lot of new coaches, that kind of takes a little bit of time to get settled in and kind of get your board reset with everything. So, I think they're in a good spot going into a very important month there.
Last one for me, BRUNTZ. Do you think the lines are a little bit more, I almost want to use the term recession proof, right? When you look at the transfer portal markets, the depth of quality at offensive and defensive line spots are not great. Like,
it's hard to get good guys out.
Yeah, it's really hard to get good guys out of the portal. You look at the guys Nebraska got in, 2 of the 3 went through coaching changes. And then Bob Alade's, one of his line coaches is here, right? So, there's obviously connections there as well. Like, do you think outside of just the footballness of, hey, you should build through the lines, like, do you think in the transfer portal era, there's a little bit of that there as well, where it's like, hey, it's actually a little bit safer to build through the lines than putting all your eggs in the basket of a quarterback, say?
Yeah, no, I mean, offensive linemen in the portal are expensive. Like, it really is. Everybody's looking for tackles that can come in and start. They're looking for veteran guards. And, you have to be able to grow your own. Like, you just have to. And, I think what's kind of happened, though, in the portal world and also with, being able to do the rev share and stuff like that, you're kind of at this place where if you're going to recruit a really coveted lineman, you need him to be able to kind of come in and play somewhat earlier, I think, than what you used to be. But I think you also need to find developmental pieces that you can bring along, kind of, so you're not having to go back into the portal every year to find guys that come in to start. And I think that's kind of been maybe the issue a little bit at Nebraska in the past is like, where's kind of that next wave of guys that are coming up who have been in the program for 2 or 3 years. I think we've probably talked about this at various points, but that's something that you got to get figured out a little bit. I do like the guys that they brought in last cycle as potential kind of early contributors. And I think they're doing a good job in this class too of maybe, like you said, recession proofing yourself and not having to constantly go into the portal with fistfuls of money to find offensive linemen.
Michael BRUNTZ, Husker 24/7. BRUNTZ, appreciate the time as always. Great stuff. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. That is Michael BRUNTZ, Husker 24/7. Coming up next, Ben McLaughlin, Husker Radio Network. Talk a little more Husker baseball with Benny Mac as well. Maybe we'll get a little hoops in too.
And we kind of could get a regional preview because of his game preparation. He's got to.
Yeah, tell me about Ole Miss and Arizona State a little bit.
He's got to know all.
There we go. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
It's time for Stars, Stripes, and Savings at Edwards Chevrolet. Save $12,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 RST, a truck deal worth celebrating. 2 Chevys, 2 ways to save. This May only. We've also got the 2026 Chevrolet Trax 1RS starting at $299 a month. Don't wait. Get in on Stars, Stripes, and Savings this May at Edwards Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I just think that there's a lot of excitement around the World Series, obviously, because 8 teams make it and it's such a hard thing to do. It's a really exciting thing. But with that, there can also be a lot of outside noise, a lot of outside distractions. So it's really just important to protect your peace and to keep things consistent when you can, but also just to absolutely soak in the environment. There's so many people here. It's so loud. It smells like funnel cakes all the time. Like, there are so many cool things. Just, this is the pinnacle of college softball, right? So take the time to soak it in, but then also, like, once that first pitch comes, you very quickly just realize you fall back into, this is the same game that we have played for such a long time. So enjoying the environment, soaking it in, but also just realizing that when it's time to go, this is the same exact game.
Listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
An amazing feeling, a lot of emotions. Yesterday finding out, I felt like, I told the team after the Oregon game, I feel like it's a slam dunk, but you just never want to assume anything. So when you see your name up there across the screen with some of the best teams in college baseball and knowing the body of work that this team's put forth to get to this position, it's pretty exciting.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. I want to say thank you to the Husker Radio Network for that audio right there. And speaking of which, we're going to talk to the one and only Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network. Benny Mac, how are we doing this morning?
Excellent, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Gentle Ben, what is up, man? We missed you the other night.
Yeah, I know. Usually my family's a traveling circus as it is. Thankfully, we weren't responsible this time, but still in the blood. But yeah, it sounded like a good time, and I already told our boy Les that I'm going to take a rain check, and we'll get something figured out again soon.
Yeah, he's the best, man. He brought his mother and his mom, and a couple cranberry vodkas in for her at 80-some years of age. She's a stud. I mean, just fearless. Knocked out some beef tips, and she's good to go. I was like, again, another reason number 2,226 why I should not make excuses to not get out of bed.
There you go. I love it. Yeah, and now we know where Les gets it, doing CrossFit and everything else at that age.
Well, Lauren is the tougher one, so I don't know, man. It's their brotherly rivalry is – these guys are scoring in like the top 10 percentile in CrossFit in the country.
Yeah, Lauren's the one that actually has to deal with the bulls.
Different breed, literally.
Hey, so you got a nice little reference that because Jared pumped out the email right away, 9 and a couple of minutes of change about Yasa. So I made a joke about Jared, and I used to be deathly afraid of him, and he's actually one of the funniest people I met. And they said, "Oh, it's no wonder that he and BMAC get along so well." And BRUNTZ, he doubled down. He said, "What did he refer to?" He said, "You, Nick, and Jared are a lot like." Did he say Three's Company? It was just a really funny reference where I could just imagine the snark and sarcasm. Nobody can be safe around you three.
Keith Mann, bless his heart, he's around us a little bit during football season, me and Jared, and he'll just walk by and get parts of a conversation, and he goes, "I don't even want to know what goes on with you two during the baseball season. Like this 8 seconds has me concerned for having you two out in the wild with ends on your chest." But it's a checks and balance with Jared and I, for sure.
And I know you guys will find this weird. I rock with Jared, and I know clearly he's a guy that could just as soon slit your throat. But there's still something about him that I just like.
Yeah, he's got some secrets, some secret lines that he likes to pull out, and I'm not going to expose them like that. But let's just say he's calculated with what he says to people based on our team's performance. With other teams besides ours. I'll leave it at that.
So, it's interesting because, and you get this, and I certainly don't like gatekeeping the sport, but of course, social media has its way of guys being funny. And, the regionals announced, and I'm like, well, fudge, on paper, they're going to score. No bleep, right? Could boil down to bullpens, no bleep, right? But when I look at the starting pitching, I wasn't trying to be obvious as much as Nebraska is good enough with their starters, and they're in a much better position than the other three teams. So I didn't hey, if Nebraska's pitching, you go 5-6 quality innings, it's a really good setup for them with what they can throw out there, and it's better than the other three teams. I wasn't trying to state the obvious that the bullpens will matter, but of course, our baseball experts like to chime in on, well, no bleep. And I'm like, you guys are kind of missing the point of what I'm saying. Nebraska's arms are capable, but it is a very offensive region.
It is. And I don't think it's hyperbole to say whoever wins this regional is going to get the best starting pitching. And I think that's the obvious, but it's also not at the same time, right? Because the reason why Nebraska's throwing Yasa, one, they keep the regiment, keep the routine, right? They want to keep everything, in line. They want to obviously set the tone and trust their ace to get them into the winner's bracket. But, if things don't go well, let's go back to 2021 where Cade Povich didn't have a great start against Northeastern. They ended up throwing in that Monday, if necessary, game against Arkansas. He came back on short rest and was dazzling through 5 innings. So you just never really know what scenario is going to be in front of you in a regional. But yeah, when you look at the starting pitching, right? Carlone's certainly going to start tomorrow for Arizona.
You think they'll get Elliott, right?
Yeah, they'll get Elliott,
That's fantastic.
Over 300 career strikeouts for him. He's been around. He's been a part of that national championship team. He's finally healthy, and Ole Miss loves him in that Friday role. Some of those other guys have a lot sexier stuff and numbers in terms of scouts, but in terms of trust factor, he's the guy that Ole Miss trusts. And I mean, when you got 4 guys over 10 home runs and a team that hits 320 like ASU, they're going to want their best out there.
So I asked BRUNTZ, I was like, would you take Hairston or Chewalski? And I get it. Rock's not going to spend very long in the majors, but man, Hairston is.
Or the minors.
Yeah, the minors. All about 2 minutes. Hairston is he's worth sticking around for to watch, right? He's swiped double-digit bags. He hits 413. He's 20-some home runs. He's a doubles, triples machine. He's all of 5'11", 195. Like, he is way good.
Yeah. I sent a buddy of mine, he was wanting to know about Arizona State, so I sent him a YouTube video of some Arizona State highlights, and I said, well, Hairston's their dude. And the first text I got back from him was like, he's little. Like, yeah, he is. Like, when you hear the nickname Harry Bonds, you're expecting like 6'3", 220. You think of Spencer Torkelson. You think of those other big sluggers that have come through the Arizona State program in recent years. You're not expecting a leadoff hitter to look, to have those type of numbers. And those players are electric for college baseball. They're just so fun to watch. You said the 400-plus batting average. I think he's at 28 home runs. He plays a great center field. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about him. And, for Arizona State, a team that obviously hits it well, already talked about their 320 batting average. But, they've also got guys behind him that make the first half of that order really difficult, with Contreras and Toigo and some of those other guys that are over 15 home runs a pop. There's some thump in that lineup. And it's going to be interesting tomorrow because Ole Miss throws hard as a staff. They throw hard. I mean, I think the average velocity of a fastball for them is like close to 95. Well, Damon and Ravi, power lends to power, and that's what Arizona State wants to do. And this ballpark is going to play small. And so I'm intrigued to see what happens tomorrow. Carlone and Hunter Elliott, two left-handers, big left-handers, different stuff. Carlone's going to be, mid to upper 90s and a lot of hard stuff.
He's getting healthier too.
And I think, both of those guys are kind of starving for some success. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think it's hyperbole to say that matchup is going to be the most watched regional game tomorrow with Arizona State and Ole Miss. I think that it's that juicy of a matchup. And here's the other thing about our regional that we haven't talked about it. This Lincoln regional has 3 top 25 teams in it. There's already a lot of attention on it. And then when you get 2 headliners like Carlone and Elliott, and then you throw in Hairston with Becerra and Utermark, like there's a lot of star power here tomorrow night.
I don't have it off the top of my head, but I can't imagine there's a lot of 3 seeds that have been in the top 25 historically in this tournament.
We kind of joked. This wasn't even joking. We knew we were intimating that we were going to get a tough SEC non-host-ish type team.
Yeah, and the hope was it was a Kentucky team like backdooring in or something like that. The hope wasn't an Ole Miss. The Ole Miss season is really interesting when you start to peel back the layer of their onion. It's so much like Nebraska. You think about their first SEC series against Texas. They were down. They were down big. Becerra hits the grand slam. They were down big against Georgia, 8-0. They came back and win that game. Like, they've had a lot of those come from behind big innings. When you look at that offense statistically, you're probably taking ASU's lineup, but we talk about that it factor, that clutch factor. Ole Miss has kind of pulled that rabbit out of their hat a few times as well this year. So it's just something to keep an eye on.
Ben, as you look at the Ole Miss Arizona State matchup, is there a team that you think better fits Nebraska in that second game in terms of what the Huskers would like to see?
Well, I definitely think missing Carlone is going to be huge, whether that be, the hope is the winner's bracket game, right? That'd be best case scenario. To miss their ace, it's a staff that doesn't have the same staff as Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss's pitching staff is legitimate and it's really good, right? I mean, Townsend and Rabe would probably go on Saturday. He's 6'5", 6'6" with a fastball that can touch literally 100. He had A&M and Knott's for a long time. Really good stuff. Townsend has emerged kind of out of nowhere. He did not have a very good year last year. and he was spectacular. Really, that Tennessee start for him on that Sunday, that rubber match in Knoxville, he kind of turned his corner. And now there's all kinds of confidence and trust that they have in him. So I think the starting pitching depth for Ole Miss is certainly better than Arizona State's. But as you know, you get some powerful offenses in here and crazy things can happen.
I just envision Ole Miss. I think that's a team that's as apt to strike out as much as they are to strike you up. It's going to be a lot of swings and missings, which is why I like the fact that Nebraska plays such good defense, arguably the best in the country, especially statistically, in their own ballpark.
Yes.
You can keep it in the ballpark, like advantage Nebraska.
In their own ballpark is the key phrase there, right? I mean, there's so many nuances to this place. The wind, I can't tell you how every new team that comes here struggles with fly balls because of the way the wind plays. And I'll say this about Arizona State, another thing to keep an eye on, whether it's against Nebraska or Ole Miss or South Dakota State, they can get sped up. A lot of times in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, they'll make some defensive miscues in mental errors or physical errors. And Nebraska and Ole Miss are teams that like to put pressure on teams late. And so something to keep an eye on is how teams handle the baseball. Certainly with an offensive ballpark like this, walks, free passes, and errors, right? Like you've got to keep the home runs, solo shots, and not 3-run shots. And you do that by playing clean baseball. And so, with that, I think Nebraska has the edge. I think, I'm talking these other teams up. Nebraska is just as good as these teams, if not better. They're the more complete team. They're more rounded. All three areas. I have a lot of trust in this baseball team. And I'm excited to see what they can do because this is going to be a regional that's on the national stage.
When you're talking about kind of the expectation level, and Coach Bolt spoke it into existence. With you guys on what the expectation level was when the season started, and that was to host. They're there. You think this is a pressure as a privilege, or man, they're at home? Like, here we go.
To me, I've been around this group enough to kind of know where I think their head is, and they're down on the field right now, getting ready to start practice here in 8 minutes. But I feel like with them, it's like we've earned this. Let's just go play. We get to play in our home ballpark one more time. We fought all year for the right to host. We've got 3 really good teams coming in here, 2 teams besides us that are nationally ranked. Like, let's just go play ball, see what happens. And I think a lot of this team that helped get to this point are players that experienced Chapel Hill last year and kind of what it's going to take to win in these settings. But how else would you want it if you're Dylan Carey or Joshua Overbeek or Caleb Clark, knowing this is it for college baseball? You've got Carl Ravitch and Kyle Peterson and ESPN here. You're playing in your own ballpark. This is what you've been working 4 to 5 years for. So no, I don't think there's pressure. Plus, with the way everyone's talking about this regional, with the regional death and all that stuff, there's no pressure. It's just time to go play ball.
Ben, as you're looking at kind of the setup of the NCAA baseball tournament as a whole, how much have you allowed yourself to kind of look at potential super regional matchups or anything like that, or have you stayed pretty dialed just on what's happening in Lincoln this weekend?
I mean, of course, I'm a college baseball nut, so I'm always kind of paying attention to what's going on around the country. I think the Oregon regional with the 3 former Pac-12s is really interesting. I think Mason Edwards pitching at Bluebell Park in College Station certainly has my attention. And then certainly, what's happening at the other host sites like Kansas, right? That's going to be a very tough regional for the Jayhawks to get out of in Lawrence. But, in Nebraska's sake, if they were to get out, likely a matchup with Auburn again, in a spot that we're very familiar with. But, my attention has kind of shifted, looking at the ballpark that I've been to a billion times in my life, seeing all the NCAA banners up, seeing the Lincoln Regional out in left center field. I mean, even just walking into practice with Nick today, I was like, man, this is so cool. We've been in here on a Tuesday when it's snowing against Northern Colorado and there's 8 people here. Like, this feels big time, being at this ballpark. And I've dreamed of this moment for a long time since, taking over the mic as part of Husker baseball broadcast, and to have it finally be here it's pretty special.
I'll give you the other matchup because you mentioned the region, and I'm a big Nick Lewis guy, and he's going to give Oregon State and they're a little light hitting, man, and would not surprise me at all to see Washington State beat Oregon State, and that it's the other really, really interesting 2-3 to me that may not jump off the page at you unless you take deep dives into college baseball.
Well, and certainly everybody's attention with Oregon State, you know, their ears perked up with the news of Dax not pitching the rest of the year. I mean, that is one of the, if not the best arm in college baseball. And so I think everybody was curious how the Beavers were going to finish without him a part of that rotation. They're always going to pitch it. They're always going to handle the ball. The big question with Oregon State was, can they swing it good enough? And I really like the way Washington State's playing right now. I think they've got really nothing to lose at this point either. And the way that ballpark plays is really interesting as well, you know, being there at PK Park in Eugene. And historically, Oregon has not played very well in the postseason in that ballpark. So I'll be interested to see how the Ducks handle things this weekend. I think they really had to play well in Omaha, and they spent a lot of energy, you know, getting to the point where they wanted to host, and they earned that right. But I'm with you. I think that's going to be a really interesting regional.
We'll play a little guessing game with you guys. Who do you think is the least prohibitive favorite in their region?
To me, it's Kansas. I mean, I think everyone wants to point to Arkansas, but don't sleep on Missouri State. Go pull up the YouTube highlights of the Missouri State-Arkansas game. March or early April.
So number one, that is correct.
That would have been my guess.
Arkansas is the favorite at plus 100.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas is plus 160. Who's next?
Is
it Oregon?
Oregon is 3.
Okay.
Is it Lincoln's got to be in that conversation?
So
I think technically Nebraska is the favorite, right?
Correct.
By the odds. Is it
a lot of
Hattiesburg?
Guys that where they were, yes, it is very good, B-Mac. Yeah.
Not a lot of Southern Miss love?
Oh.
Interesting.
Just minus 110.
Because they're
wow.
Good.
But guess who the next favorite is in that region?
Jack State.
Correct.
Yeah, they're good, man. Oh my God, that team is legit.
Yeah,
they have a legit chance to make Omaha. I really believe that.
Oh, and Coach Omar, he's always complaining that nobody wants to play them.
I don't want to play them.
They really might not want to play them now.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's that Oregon is just a minus 130 fave. Even with all those power arms, and I told you, it was kind of a hot take, but I thought Oregon would beat UCLA.
So did I. I really did. I mean, the way UCLA was swinging it at that time, other than if your name wasn't Molavai Lavu, you weren't hitting. And it was kind of miraculous how he ended up being up in the most clutch spots in that tournament. But I'm with you, man. Oregon is really interesting to me. That's a team that could go 0-2. That's a team that could make the national championship. I think it's that volatile with that group. I really do.
Dude, their pitching depth is
moving Clark out of the rotation. I think has completely transformed that staff. Right?
Kyle said, you see him up close, Ben. He said those guys look like they lift and train with the football team. Look at those guys that take the bump. Those are some big, strong dudes.
Wait till you see Ole Miss in person. My goodness. I mean, every single guy outside of Federico, you can maybe handpick 2 or 3 other. Every other guy's 6'4", 230. It's just
Ramon is 6'5", 230.
Utermark's how big is he? He's playing third base. What are we doing? Right? Becetta's in center. It's just Foley obviously is a catcher. They're naturally bigger, but it's just my God, these guys are massive.
Cole Carlone will toe the rubber at 6'5", 230, throwing unleaded.
What are the odds on the North Carolina regional?
North Carolina, just a slight fave. They're 2-1, minus 200. Tennessee's plus 350.
They don't like East Carolina that much in that one?
East Carolina is plus 600.
Okay. That's low key kind of a tough regional.
Yeah. Who do you think?
I like Carolina a lot in that regional. I really do.
I'm terrified, B. So from your lips to God's ears.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with their rotation.
Who do you think's the biggest fave?
To win the whole thing?
Nope, just in their region. This might be too easy.
Carolina?
It is Georgia Tech at -750.
Oh, you meant host is the biggest favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Georgia Tech is -750. Texas is -700.
Georgia Tech is frightening. Did you hear what their coach said in Charlotte? We really struggled. We only scored 6 runs today, but fortunately for us, an off day, 6 runs.
Hey, to your point, I just said an hour ago, I go watching that regional. I'm like, NC can pitch it, and Georgia Tech blinks and puts up a 6 spot, and I thought that was good.
They're stupid good, that offense. I hope they make Omaha because I want people to see. that offense.
That's kind of how I feel about A&M, but their pitching is so sus.
They're very volatile. A&M is very volatile. Obviously, with Grahovac, and they've got guys that have been there, done that, and are big postseason type teams. But I'm telling you right now, Grant Gavell, if he throws remotely how he did in the Big Ten tournament, A&M's going to have their hands full because he is legit. He is really, really good.
He said, I'm telling you. Yeah, that made me – I went silent. I was like, ooh, you don't get like this very often. I'm like, it's like E.F. Hutton.
Outside of our regional, that College Station regional is the one I'm going to be paying to the closest just because of – I want to see how USC's rotation stacks up with somebody other than our league.
Especially against a team like A&M that can –
Well, they were so bad outside the state of California. They didn't beat good teams, B-Mac.
I know. Well, but they made a decent run in Omaha. I mean, obviously, it's easy to say that being a 4 seed, but that's a game they should have won. They should have won that game, and they just kind of melted down late. But I'm really eager to see how that staff pitches in that ballpark.
Just a -190 fave.
Wow.
Nebraska's close, too, though. That's a good call, B. Nebraska +110, Ole Miss +125.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously the SEC teams are always going to get the nod. Like, that – they're not going to be intimidated. Arizona State's never seen anything like this tomorrow, but Ole Miss does every weekend. So it's the environment. It's going to be raucous. It's going to be insanity, but it's not going to be anything that Ole Miss hasn't seen before.
Have a great call, buddy.
That's Benny Mack.
We'll do our best. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, man. That is Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network, and that's the show for today. Don't forget, if you're going to watch the Nebraska softball team tonight, make sure you do it over at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. It is Thursday pizza and beer night. Get an 8-inch pizza and a beer for just $9.
I saw you with your pizza and beer.
I did, yeah.
Did you drink it all, or did you pull a Shane? Save half?
Oh, you can't save half the beer. Why would you do that? I did get a little bit of
Shane.
I did get a little bit of
Why
strife.
can't you put the bottle cap back on?
Because
It was in a glass.
That's not how carbonation works.
I thought that was just pop.
You're such a prick.
What do you think the bubbles on top of the beer are, Shane? Okay,
Just bubblies.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.
I did get a little bit of grief in the chat about not eating the crust on the pizza.
Yeah, you're right,
I don't
Shane.
think you.
I don't knock that at all.
Yeah,
I think that is absolutely correct.
Avery put me on blast in the chat. So
I told you she's low key stealthy.
No, yeah, she's a killer. She's
low key. She just gets in.
Also nominated for the Sports Person of the Year award tonight at the Oscars. Shout out to Ave. One of our faves. So
even though our people, we haven't had great success.
Well, we got one last year. Anna won last year.
Anna
won last year. And I told Avery, I was like, I'm sorry, but there's zero chance they're giving it to us 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I didn't have a chance. I think I was up against Chattel.
Got too many haters out there. We're not.
It's Austin's year next year.
Go AJ.
It's everything's coming out Boston.
I'm going to start a campaign trail. It's going to be really big.
Is that like a chemtrail?
Okay.
It's more like a crop dusting.
Right on cue.
Yeah, I do. I think it's probably going to be Mike Patterson's year with the retirement. But
and he's so good. I talked to him Saturday in the.
Very
did you see him throw out the opening pitch?
I did. Yeah, it was very cool.
He darn near threw a strike.
Yeah,
Bro had some heat.
been doing this for near 5 decades. Still got a pretty good arm there.
Yeah. He survived the cold burger that he ate.
That is the only acceptable winner outside of Avery. If it's anybody else, I'm flipping a table. Yeah, I'm gonna Hulk out just so everybody knows. Hope the relevant center is ready for me.
Oh, they will be.
That's the show for today. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We will be back tomorrow to wrap up the week on Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time for Stars, Stripes, and Savings at Edwards Chevrolet. Save $12,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 RST, a truck deal worth celebrating. 2 Chevys, 2 ways to save, this May only. We've also got the 2026 Chevrolet Trax 1RS starting at $299 a month. Don't wait. Get in on Stars, Stripes, and Savings this May at Edwards Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.